Wow, now they got the helicopters getting people off the roofs.
Nice.
Wow,
look at that.
All right, well, Steve, we want to hear the Ramon promo.
Okay.
So we can comment about it.
Oh, well, you want to do it afterwards then?
No, we're going to do it right now.
Okay.
No, Opie, you made a mistake. This is, they're just playing Black Hawk Down. Okay. I thought it was funnier than that.
It's actually funny, but it's also like...
All right.
We got to get that gasp sound effect where everyone just goes, the whole crowd. We used to have that one, too. All right. Thank you, Steve.
That's good.
Very good. I heard yesterday they broke it down to 1 toilet per 100 people at the Superdome.
Wow.
That's coming in through the instant feedback.
Hey, if you...
What do we know about New Orleans? Because they're showing some pretty intense video on TV right now. There's a house burning, right, Ant?
Opie, it doesn't look good. I need yes, a Fox News alert. It's flooded really bad. Well, they said one of the levees had broke, and it didn't have that quick flooding that they were talking about yesterday during the hurricane. But now it seems everything is flooded. The mayor came on and said 80% of the city is underwater. Both airports are underwater. The double-span bridge is destroyed, the mayor said.
Destroyed?
That's what he said. And now there's fires, it
Was
seems.
Bill saying that's the only way into New Orleans?
By car, yes.
By car?
And there seems to be fires now breaking out. Fox News had a good house fire going that just looks like it's just going to go down the block because there's no calling up the fire department and saying, hey, could you bring a truck in here and maybe put this thing out?
That sucks if you got your shit in the attic and you know, like, my stuff is at least kind of safe.
Oh, yeah, and then it burns.
Nothing to do. Fuck.
Yeah, Hawk brought up an interesting point. When the fire burns the house down completely and then the waters finally do recede, you're going to get a perfect half of a house, like completely burnt level where the water line was, and then the fire will go out, and then the waters recede and you have half a house left. A little fidget house. Oh, more raspberry.
And when is the water going to...
You didn't do anything to this, did you? Did you touch it?
He probably did. I bet you did. I bet he rubbed his
fingerprint?
teeth on it and gums and licked it.
Why do they look moist?
Because they are. He touched them and he put his sweaty, nervous hands.
Sweaty chocolates.
Won't eat it.
Why are you handing out chocolates to everybody in the middle of a very serious news break?
I'll tell you why. He wanted chocolate.
That's
so
right.
he brought in chocolate for other people so it doesn't look bad.
He was going to stuff his face.
Like everyone's having chocolate.
He offered it to me when I was sitting out there.
Did he?
He's like, would you like a chocolate?
Did he offer you mayonnaise packets too? Because he wants those as well.
Put some mayo on there.
You should see him eat mayo, Phil.
That's his dream, right?
Oh,
a mayonnaise-filled chocolate treat.
Have a pecan croquant, you fucking mayo-loving cocksucker.
Mayonnaise chocolate truffle.
All right.
Well, that doesn't look good. Big oil slick.
Dude, where's that water going to go? Is there? I mean, the drainage system, where does it go?
The pumps are down. They're not pumping anymore. Those things failed pretty early in the hurricane. And those are used on a daily basis just to keep water out. On normal sunny days, water seeps into New Orleans. And now they have to figure out how to get all that water out. They're talking about breaking open one of the levees so gravity can pull it back in, but it's going to be a while before anyone can even get in there and look and see what they might be able to do.
Will the water keep rising?
As long as the levees broke and the water doesn't equalize between wherever it's coming from and wherever it is, yeah, it'll keep coming in.
The thing is, though, like, your possessions are in there, and it's like it's just rotting your place.
Look at all that water. They just showed an aerial shot of a huge section, and it's completely covered with water.
They were right. You know those insurance companies are already coming up with excuses not to pay any of these people.
Yeah, of course.
They do that every time.
Well, look, your car wasn't parked between the lines in the parking lot.
Yes.
And that's the type of excuse they'll use.
We're still seeing cars underwater. We said this earlier, Bill. If you had a car, why didn't you use it, knowing this was coming?
Yeah, how about this car shouldn't be there? They should all be gone. Oh, that's a car lot.
That's a car lot.
Looks like a car lot. Oh, wow, that's a lot of inventory. Oh, my goodness. I sure hope they're all treated with that True Coat.
Wow.
Oh, that's a good deal, Wade.
That doesn't look good. That doesn't look good.
That's my deal, Wade.
Is that a power line?
Deal. Love that movie.
Yeah, it's a power line
power
just
line
kind of
down.
leaning in the water over the cars.
If a power line falls in that water, that's going to be... How far does electricity travel in the water?
There's no power. All the lights are out over there. There's no power.
And that's why they're going to keep the power off for a very long time.
Yeah.
They're saying up to a month in some places.
They're telling people don't even try to come home. The people that left, evacuated, went elsewhere, don't even try to come home for at least a week. It's going to be a week before they can even tell them when they should be able to come home. Some people have no homes to come to. And now the people that are at the Superdome, they're telling them they're not going to be able to go to their homes if they have any left for at least a week before
they're probably watching them on TV. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, sitting there watching
my house on fire.
If they have a little portable battery-powered TV there.
You think they're showing movies at the Superdome or something?
No
power.
There's no power. There's no toilets. Their toilets don't flush anymore over there. So they're going to have to get National Guard in there with portable toilets. I hear they're letting some of the people out into the breezeways and stuff so they could get some fresh air, because what they're saying is it just stinks in there of feces and BO
one
and
toilet per
rotting
100
food.
people.
Oh, my God.
Per 100.
Really bad. And now all the roof came apart, so all the water that leaked in made everything wet, and it's just not a healthy environment.
People are just dumping where they are.
Pissing, dumping.
Pissing into whatever they can find.
Fucking
wonderful.
Miserable. They're all flooded, man.
Yeah.
The entire city is underwater. It's not the 30 feet that they had said, but what's the difference between 10 feet and never 20 or 30 feet? It's destroyed.
It's going to get a lot worse, too, before it gets better,
It's worse than I thought it was going to be. I got to be honest. This is
much
worse
than I thought it was going to be.
That's why we kept saying yesterday. We were making fun of a lot of the coverage, but we also were saying, hey, this is a very...
It's definitely serious.
Very serious event.
They were talking like the buildings would be underwater up to the rooftops, and, well, it's up... The people are on the roofs. They seem to be safe there. But the worst of it isn't New Orleans. It was east of New Orleans, Mississippi, and those people really got it bad.
That's how it started this morning, Ant, but now they're starting to focus on New Orleans because this water is rising, and there's another fire.
Yeah, these fires that break out.
They already know what they have
to
deal with
in
Mississippi and all that, but now they're trying to figure out, the water's rising and they can't put out these fires that are starting up, so it could get a lot uglier down there.
Get a close-up on that stupid fire. I want to see. The house next door started smoldering a little bit, so that looked like it was going to go up. There was an SUV in the carport.
Let's get a close-up of that horror.
I want to see that nightmare.
Well,
we were saying yesterday.
Why else are they showing this, Bill?
We were saying it yesterday. The way they promoted this on the news, it was like a movie trailer. You're watching them saying, disaster is hours away from New Orleans. Stay tuned to Fox News. Catastrophic Category 5 hurricane coming in. What this means is 30-foot floodwaters, fires, fire ants, explosions, toxic chemical waste in the streets, alligators and wildlife. Hundreds of thousands of people's lives are being threatened. And then
incredible
it's like a movie
ratings.
Trail. Yeah. And you sit there and go, well, now I want to see it. You don't want it to miss and go away. It's like watching a movie trailer and then them saying, well, you can't see the movie.
I don't feel bad, though, because if this city was going underwater, people in New Orleans would watch, too.
Exactly.
They would, so.
People would watch if Manhattan was sinking. Of course they would. Everyone loved that movie where Manhattan froze.
It's just a lot
day after tomorrow.
It's just a lot.
They watch that.
It's just a lot more interesting when you don't know the people.
Of course it is.
You
and
just look at it a lot differently.
You don't really care much.
Someone is asking why.
Right there.
Wow, there's the 20% that's actually okay.
Someone is asking why can't they pump the water out?
First of all, where are they getting the power from? What are they using? A foot pump? There's no power to power the pumps that is supposed to pump the water out. And
it's a lake.
Where are they pumping it?
Yeah.
The lake that they have, the levee broke. You pump it back in so it can come back into the city?
On Mississippi's Gulf Coast,
they're screwed.
Fox News correspondent Steve Harrigan has a live report for us from Gulfport. Steve,
are you there?
Okay.
I want to sound like I'm involved.
John, we're on the second floor of one house here right near the coast in Gulfport, Mississippi, with Sherry Trollander and her husband, Jerry, who decided to ride out the storm and who survived to tell the tale. Now, Sherry, when I look down and see that pile of planks and boards there, I just see a lot of rubbish. What is that for you out there?
That's my living room and dining room furniture that floated out with the water. I was waist-high trying to save some things, but when you see a heavy sofa floating, it's a eye-opener.
How do you feel now?
I feel very lucky that we're safe.
How do you
I'm
think she
very
feels,
worried
you
about
ass?
our
I look
friends
down at
and
that
relatives.
pile of shit that used to be your life in the front yard.
I have
What's
no way of
going through
letting
your mind?
our family know that
I
we're
feel like
okay.
getting some ice cream.
I'm just really concerned about them.
And they're doing it on purpose to make us all feel, you know, oh, man.
Think I'm going to get a puppy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's Brian Regan, who's going to be at Caroline's as well. Bill Burr is going to be at Caroline's all this weekend. Very, very funny guy. Can't wait to see you, actually, this weekend, Bill.
Looters. Now, you got to worry about looting in New Orleans. Police with automatic weapons called in to patrol a grocery store after looters went on a rampage. Police with automatic weapons were called to patrol the store after looters rampage, ripping apart ATMs. The pharmacy was also ransacked for obvious reasons, the drugs. I have instructed the Highway Patrol and the National Guard to treat looters ruthlessly, said Mississippi Governor Barber. Looting will not be tolerated, and rules of engagement will be as aggressive as the law allows.
See their own living rooms out in the street here. Back to you in New York.
Yeah, looks like a fire spread, huh? Fire.
Reporting live, Steve Harrigan.
There's a guy on the roof
Mississippi.
waving a white
Thank you.
towel, trying to get
These
the attention of the
pictures
traffic
coming
copter
into
guy.
us from New Orleans. Their chopper
Traffic
is
there
just
is none.
getting up. The weather is finally flyable. And you can see there's a guy standing on his roof.
He's saying, go away, I'm fine.
Perhaps not in great danger himself, but just trying to signal to the chaos that's going on all around him.
The house across the street's on
Floodwater
fire.
Everywhere, trees
of course he
down,
wants
and
help.
he's pointing
Yeah,
at
his
the
house
home
is going to
that's
burn
burning
down.
Yeah.
just a couple of houses away. Can the firefighters get there? No. It's absolutely impassable. You saw that deuce and a half from the National Guard
pointing at the
earlier.
fire
That's
like people don't
I
see
believe
it.
a
Yeah, we
World
see
War
it, buddy.
II era vehicle, but they are huge with drive axles on both rear wheels and the front wheel, front axle. That's about the only way you can move around through some of this high water.
But helicopters,
in a vehicle like that.
they have helicopters that
Fire
put fires
department
out?
isn't going to be able to send those very expensive
Not like
trucks
that.
into these conditions. We have with us in our
Gotta
New
get
York
one of
City
those Coast
studios
Guard
Dr.
copters
Manny
in there to get that
Alvarez,
guy.
Fox News medical expert. Right now, I suppose the medical problems are not the most severe, but they're probably coming.
Well, the health crisis that's going to occur after this disaster is going to be gigantic. Immediately, of course, we have the emergency services.
Put Fox back on for me. Why did you put on CNN? There's fires.
Cuts and bruises and broken bones.
That fire is spreading in that whole neighborhood now, huh?
Yeah, and this guy's stuck on the roof.
Who isn't in any danger, according to that guy.
He doesn't seem to be in any danger.
Yeah.
The houses are like 1, 2, 3
You can
just
see the
burning.
glow of the fire off the guy's chest.
Yeah.
He just wants them to put that fire out before it reaches his.
Fire.
He's already burned his chest hair off.
Look, there is
God.
1, 2 more houses between him and the fire.
You know what the worst is if you're watching this and your house is not on fire, but it's next door?
Yeah.
How fucking awful is that?
You just got to sit there and hope you're insured.
That whole house is finished.
Yeah, there's nothing they could do.
Oh, these guys aren't getting insurance money. They'll do that lump sum where everybody gets like $30.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's a multi-billion-dollar settlement. Well, how much money was... we've had hundreds of billions of dollars, so you get like $10.50.
Your whole life up in flames. That sucks.
That's it.
Let's say hi to Jerry in New Jersey. Jerry, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
It's probably better that their houses do burn for insurance purposes. You know, you figure down there they're not allowed to get flood insurance or hurricane insurance because of where they're located. But you're probably going to have fire insurance, so let it burn.
I bet there's some kind of stipulation that if the fire's caused by a hurricane, you still don't get
What do you
paid.
think? What, you can't get flood insurance in New Orleans?
I heard that on the news last night, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of insurance companies won't insure it.
I mean, I don't blame insurance companies. What pieces of shit these people are.
Well, I think that the emergency health services
like
have
Carlos
those
Mencia.
things.
Yes.
It is Carlos Mencia on the roof.
He's on the roof of a house.
Hey, come and get me, fucker.
Okay, America, start writing your letters.
I knew you wouldn't pick up any beaners.
Yeah.
There, it's Carlos Mencia.
All right.
Hey,
well,
you can't get flood insurance down there. What pieces of shit the insurance companies are.
What kind of worthless life is this guy on the roof that he's there stranded, a fire approaching him, and the news is talking about insurance costs? Like, they don't even care about this guy. Keep him in frame, but we don't have to talk about him.
make sure you get a close-up of his desperation.
Yeah, just get the close-up.
We need the ratings.
No, he didn't appear to be in any sort of danger. That's
no.
all. He's just surrounded by water.
Water with fire coming after him.
Yeah.
All right, let's we'll
with alligators surrounded his house. No biggie.
It's an Anchorman understatement.
Yeah. Thanks. You're a good egg.
Let's say hi to Steve in Houston. Steve, what's up?
We pass.
Steve.
Oh, not much, man. Just waiting to get back home.
Steve, you live in New Orleans?
Yeah, well, the video they keep showing from the helicopter goes over my house, and I see the roof of my house.
Come on, are you serious?
Yeah,
No.
my brother's a police officer out there, and
Sounds like a
he's
bad
telling me
accent to
they
me.
can't even get to my house. It's got about 5 foot of water in it.
You sound Canadian.
That's it. What's your dude? You live in New Orleans? All right. What is your zip code?
70065.
Yeah,
And that accent's right too. I could tell you couldn't put such an awful accent on.
So you're in Houston?
Jimmy.
You got one of the hotel rooms in Houston?
Yeah, a little chinky hotel, but
They
it
announced
looks
that
like
there's
it's my new home.
58,000 rooms in Houston, and all of them were taken.
Yeah, so it's my new home.
What town are you from in Louisiana?
Kenner.
That's right. All
And what y'all saying
just
about
looked
flood
up your
insurance,
zip code.
we all have to have flood insurance.
Oh, you have to have it.
All right, we
We
apologize
have
for
to
that
have
then.
it.
All right, my apologies to the insurance company. Good.
Yeah, you cannot live there without it.
Maybe the government makes the insurance companies give it because if something like this happens, the government's going to get fucking raped. So maybe they. How much does it cost? Is it expensive?
I don't know the exact price because my mortgage company handles it.
Okay.
But I think everybody pays the same price.
Okay.
That is.
Wow, the video they're
flooded.
now showing because they can finally get a helicopter in the sky over New Orleans. Like I said, they're blowing off Mississippi and going back to New Orleans with their coverage. It is unbelievable.
Yeah,
Every inch of this place is covered in water.
Dude, your house under 5 feet of water?
Yeah. So, and they can't even get to my house because it's so deep. Yeah, I guess you need a boat.
They can't get to anyone's houses, really.
There's a guy stuck on the roof. Oh, the Coast Guard's talking to him right now.
Good luck, pal.
Wow, that seems a little harsh.
What were you able to do to your house before you headed off to Houston?
I didn't do nothing. I got insurance.
Insurance.
Do you
you didn't move stuff upstairs or in the attic like Jimmy was saying?
No, I got insurance.
But is it stuff that you don't see? I'm sure you're upset, but is it like a lot of family heirlooms or just like shit that you like
Heirlooms?
replace?
The Hope Diamond in there.
Well, you know,
Sentimental shit.
I have photos of stuff I wouldn't want to lose. That's really all I have is photos.
Yeah, I'm 29, and the only thing that, believe it or not, I'm pretty sad I didn't take with me is my pictures that I took with you guys. So.
You guys. Oh, you guys.
Well, if that's the biggest thing you lost, you really lost nothing. I mean, I would never take another picture with you, so that's kind of like a memory that's never going to come back. But I mean, I'm sure these guys will be happy to.
You know what people really have to do? You should scan your pictures, important photos, and put them on a hard drive somewhere, like online, somewhere away, a storage facility that you could do that. A lot of people don't realize once those pictures are gone, they're fucking gone.
Wait, is there a storage facility?
They have insurance.
Yeah, you could do insurance.
I have insurance.
That pay for the pictures. Got the insurance. No, if you go to there are websites, storage websites that you can go to, where you can then upload for a price, and they will store whatever you want to, videos, pictures, for a price, and you could store these pictures online.
But how many millibars can you put?
Millibars.
All right. Now I want to know because I have gigabytes. I mean, all kidding aside, guy. I know the insurance stuff's important and the floods, but I have a lot of gigabytes.
I'm not sure of the price, Jimmy. I'm sure with a few clicks on your keyboard, you can get that information you'd need.
But can people hack into that and see your shit?
Who's gonna? Yes, I could get into the Pentagon and cause some havoc, but I want Jimmy's pictures of Ozzy.
Not mine.
What the fuck do you think?
No, but I would love to go trolling through people's fucking photo albums. Like, are you kidding me?
I'm sure.
You know how many great shots you're gonna see?
A good hacker could probably do it. But
how many tits and assholes and pussies and cocks and balls?
All right, Steve, good luck to you, all right?
I'm just talking about pictures of Grandma.
Oh, that's true.
And her pussy.
Quick,
Yes, sir.
What, Steve? Go ahead.
The whack bag party, I kind of started that we were going to have a whack bag party here.
Oh, yeah. All right. There was a whole thread about the New Orleans whack bag party. I guess that's not going down.
That was going to happen September 3rd, I believe, right?
Yeah, it was a friend of mine's bar. He said we can do it and everything, but I think it's got about 10 foot of water in it right now.
Wow.
I'll only do it next year or year after.
Steve, keep in touch with us, all right, as the week goes on.
All right, see y'all later.
All right, there goes Steve. He's in Houston. He's waiting to get back to his house in New Orleans. Craig, what's up?
Yeah, how you doing? Oh, and I love your show, guys.
All right.
Wanted to clarify, you guys.
Hold on. New Orleans mayor, 80% of city underwater, like Ant said, 20 feet deep in a lot of places. Go ahead.
Yeah, listen, what happens, these individual insurance companies don't actually provide flood coverage. Obviously, those are exclusions. But the National Flood Program are what they're going to have to go through to get their homes replaced and their insurance checks. A lot of times, especially the commercial buildings downtown New Orleans, they'll get covered under their wind coverage, so they'll be all right. But a lot of people are going to get hurt. FEMA's going to step in, but there's going to be a lot of people out with the maximum coverage that the flood program gives them. There's a lot of devastation, as you guys know, in New Orleans, and it's going to be bad. Real
That's
bad.
right, a lot of checks.
You think a lot of them might have exceeded the maximum damage?
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
As the mayor saying there's gas leaks throughout the city, that there may not be electricity in New Orleans for 6 weeks. 6 weeks of no electricity, and you're right,
many?
thousands of people will be displaced, and I really don't know where exactly they're going to put them all. Captain Terry Gelbreth from the U.S. Coast Guard, good luck today. I know you got a big, long day ahead of you. Appreciate your time. Still ahead this morning with disruptions to oil production in the Gulf. Will the White House tap the government?
Wow, they're all going with their serious looks now on the news, huh?
Yes.
6 weeks.
It looked like New Orleans had dodged a bullet yesterday when the storm took a jog to the east.
Yeah.
But now, havoc, danger, destruction.
God, that stinks.
Frank in Sloatsburg.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, Frank.
Yesterday, about 3 o'clock, 2:04 up here in New York, played your American Pie, followed up by When the Levee Breaks.
They did a levee twofer,
Yeah,
didn't they?
twofer.
Ugh, I hate regular radio.
People drowning, and they're doing twofers based on the hurricane.
Oh, did they really? Q1043 did it like to be serious?
We joked about it yesterday that some rock station would play levee songs.
Yeah.
We can only think of two. I don't know if there's a third.
Double shot coming at you.
Or it would have been a block.
A rock block.
A rock block of levee songs, but we can only come up with two.
All right, boys, punch out.
All right.
Q1043.
There you have it.
That's from Sabbath. Okay, we'll put on War Pigs for you.
Airports in this region are still closed. They include Mobile, Alabama, Gulfport, Mississippi, and yes, again, New Orleans. The disruption in flights comes at the worst time for the airline industry. Several carriers already on the brink of bankruptcy, among them Northwest and Delta Airlines. Delta is a major carrier in the hurricane-affected region. One airline industry expert saying Katrina and Sky High.
All right.
Did they get their planes out of there, though?
Both Continental partners.
Because that's, imagine if an airline had their planes there at the airport and now they're stuck there and can't get them out.
I bet you they got.
Yeah, they probably did. Flew them out of there.
Let's get George on the phone from Colorado. George.
Hey, morning, boys.
Morning, George.
Hey, a buddy of mine, he lives in New Orleans, and he owns a couple of small electronic stores down there. He came up here to Colorado to get away from the hurricane, and all of his security cameras in his house and in his stores, we were able to access off the Internet, so we watched him lose everything.
How did you do that with the power out, though?
He, until the power went out, we were able to watch it. But like his house, he has a backup generator at his house, so we were able to watch it for quite a while.
Who turned the backup generator on?
It automatically kicks on when the power goes out.
How does that work?
I'm not a fucking electrician. Right.
He calls up with a dramatic story, and we're like,
trying to catch him in a lie.
I think he's lying. I think you're lying, sir.
I believe the guy.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking truck driver, not an electrician.
I'm calling shenanigans.
Everybody goes with the generator. There's a generator.
Yeah, it comes on automatically.
I believe him.
Yeah, I'm not calling Bravo Sierra on this guy.
A lot of people that live in those parts of the country, if they have generators, they're wired into their homes. We have them out here in Colorado.
Hold on, liar. So what happened? Was he had what kind of store did he have?
He's got an electronic parts store.
Oh shit! So he watched for a while his stuff going.
Yeah.
Now, did he lose everything? A non-truth teller?
Fuck you, Jimmy.
Was the place boarded up?
Oh yeah.
Clear. Keep it here on Fox News Live.
That's such a liar.
We watched it for a while. His power went at the stores finally went out about 11 o'clock.
How many people were with you?
Huh?
How many people were with you?
Well, it's him and his wife and his kids were here in Colorado with us.
All right. Thank you, George.
All right.
There he goes, George from Colorado.
George might be telling the truth. You think so?
George is a lying sack of shit.
I don't know. I kind of believe George.
I don't believe him at all.
All right, we're going to take a break.
Do you think this is one of those fantasies you have when you walk around your house just thinking of what to say?
Yeah.
Like Bob Kelly does that. Like Bob will practice what he's going to say. And
Right.
that's how you know that Bob's been practicing, because you'll say something like, yeah, these fucking floods. Dude, the fucking government has got to get more money. And then you're
He ran through it already.
Yeah, because he looks up and he doesn't acknowledge you. He just looks up like dummy is trying to remember what he's been saying.
What he's been through time again. Yeah.
Got the teleprompter in his brain.
Right.
He's trying to read.
His two bored dogs have heard this 80 times already. They're like, all right already. We know you want to be in the microphone, being important.
He has the
helping.
two ugliest dogs I've ever seen in my life.
You know, I love his dogs.
That one looks like a llama. With like the neck chopped off and then reattached. That dirty little white one. The Kenny G haircut. It's fucking horrendous.
Does it have crust in its eyes all the time? White dogs, no?
Bruised for when Bobby bombs an audition. I think he takes that out on his dogs.
Comes home and kicks it.
Yeah.
I like Bob's dogs. They kiss my face. They love little dogs.
They're cute.
They hop up. When I come over, they're so happy to see me. They lick my nose.
Oh, how nice. Bill Burr in studio playing Caroline's this weekend. Starting Thursday through Sunday?
Yep. Me and Ted Sizemore.
Yes.
I do this under the chin. I take my finger and I crook it. I go,
a little scratch.
Under the dog's chin.
You scratch him right there.
That's right.
We're going to continue with Bill Burr. We got a guy calling in from New Orleans with a first-hand account. Let's see what Ted has here. Ted, what's up?
Hey, man, look, I'm in Jefferson Parish. It's right outside of New Orleans.
Yeah.
We left. As soon as the wind started picking up, my dad's an electrical contractor, so we came back as the last squall was coming out to get some of the generators back online for the Tulane Lakeside Hospital.
Yeah.
And we saw water out in one of the major intersections. Dude, I got to tell you, a lot of these guys in this subdivision, nicer houses, they wouldn't have the 5 to 6 inches of water that they would have in there if the city didn't pull the people. Oh, there's a truck going by. The guys didn't pull the people out of the pumping stations and shut them down.
Is that what happened?
Automated. Dude, none of it's automated. None of the diesel generators were backing them up. They just turned them off.
Because they told the guys to leave, so they shut them down and left.
Right, and I understand, one of the pumping stations had a whole roof ripped off, so, I can understand, all right, you don't want a person in there. But, man, it isn't automated. I mean, what year do we live in, and you can't automate turbine pumps?
I heard they weren't able to handle that anyway. They would have shut down anyway.
No, well, if they were automated, they would have been able to monitor it, but,
yeah, it's kind of
a lot of these houses, I mean, dude, I'm not going to tell you everybody wouldn't have flooded, but some of these houses in these nicer subdivisions, you're talking only 5 to 6 inches of water, which does a lot of damage, and it's irritating to you because, if these pumps would have been running, this water only came up after the storm passed.
Yeah, that's true.
This is coming after. I mean, that's a storm surge coming from the other direction now, man, but, yeah, guys, I mean, it's going to be a few weeks before we get power back on in here. I mean, we came back here to take care of the hospitals. The rest of my family's out in Lafayette. I don't know where they're going to go from there.
How are you making a phone call?
Cell phone's working, dude. I have to send about 10, 20 times, man, but I'm on Sprint, and it's working. Nextel, your Direct Connect, works great out here. It's about the only other thing. Cell phones look like they started kind of kicking back online.
Well, how are you going to charge them?
Car charger in my truck, dude.
Oh.
That's how I'm hearing you. XM in the truck.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Ted.
All right, man.
There you go. Ted and
another big fire.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Got the latest recap from CNN about the hurricane.
Here's the latest now on the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. In just one state alone, Mississippi, there are an estimated 55 people dead. And the state's governor says that death toll could be overshadowed as reports come in from just one county. Meanwhile, the mayor of New Orleans says 80% of his city is underwater today. And a new crisis rises by the hour. A breached levee is dumping even more water into this besieged city. Nearly 1.5 million homes and businesses are without power from Louisiana to the Florida Panhandle. And there are warnings that some areas are so decimated, those residents will not see power for more than a month.
How sad is this video on Fox right now?
Yeah, that house
a fire out of control, and the house next to it is smoking.
It's smoking. That thing's going up.
What is setting these off, though? If there's no power,
gas. Leaking gas.
It's the generators, man.
Something happens, those generators kick on.
The insurance.
There's
insurance. A shit-covered alligator.
Wow, that house is smoldering.
Fox is just waiting for the next house to go on fire. They can't get enough of this.
Love the
fires. Cannot get enough of this.
All right, with this guy. These might be old footage. It's the same one. They keep showing.
Oh, that's what they do.
Guy.
That's the same video they already put.
Carlos Mencia again.
They trick you a little bit. They
still stuck.
They make it look like it's still live, but it's not. That's not a live shot.
They're burning down a beaner's home.
The master creator of everything and anything.
Shit, look at that.
What? Wow, where's that?
Hurricane alert.
Oh, I don't know. I'm looking at MSNBC, and I'm looking at some guy talking to some woman.
On holiday travel.
I must have action on my television at all times. Floods, fires.
We were just listening to emergency managers on the only radio station that's broadcasting emergency-type things.
XM202.
They're explaining that we don't have a way to know how long we can sustain life because they're running out of supplies, and they don't know what tomorrow brings. So they're asking anyone who can get out to get out now. The question is, how long will that be possible? Because as the water rises and the city of New Orleans is a bowl, they're concerned that there may come a time when people can't get out.
The world.
The latest discussion that's been happening in the last few minutes is, what will we do if the waters continue to rise? And the latest discussion of possibilities is bringing in barges where they can create electricity so that they can clean water, so that the loss of life that's already been experienced doesn't get worse. They're dealing with a situation which emergency managers admit they don't know how to control right now.
Wow, this is just going to get ugly,
They
man.
haven't figured it
Uglier.
out. They have not figured it out. That's a good idea. Barges with generators on.
You know, a lot of people stayed because they always totally fucking exaggerate those storms. Like, this is going to be unbelievable, and you get a sprinkle.
The news has killed people. They've absolutely killed
but they're
people.
overhyping.
But they're overhyping all the time.
Yeah, they probably cried wolf one too many times.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, they do every time it's going to snow up here, they do that shit, right?
Oh, yeah. Go to the store. Make sure you stock up on supplies. There's never been a snowstorm that I've been involved with where the second it stops snowing, you can't go out and get stuff.
People walking out, old ladies with, entire turkeys.
Yeah.
Like, supplies for a month. It's there'd have to be 80 feet of fucking snow.
Canned goods.
Yeah, stuff you wouldn't eat if it was sunny out, like canned beets. All of a sudden you need that.
Yeah, you need canned
flashlights,
goods.
all this shit.
Yeah, Twilight Zone episode of the future after an atomic war. That's what you need.
By 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the streets are cleared. You're fine.
You're fine.
We've had one bad storm in the last 2 years that kind of shut things down for 24 hours in New York. And
that's about it, right? Maybe 2 days.
Nothing
tops.
you need canned goods for.
Right.
Turkey basters.
Yeah.
Can't you keep your stuff cold by just leaving it outside anyway?
Yeah, the snow.
Why the canned goods?
Put it in the snow.
All right.
Oh, look at this. A Coast Guard helicopter guy was lowered down onto a roof. He's got his axe. He's just hacked through the roof, and he's trying to get to a guy.
Home was the safest place to be, so they go inside the house. Then the water starts to rise. It's up 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet. Pretty soon it's pushing you up to the ceiling, and they couldn't go outside because of the storm, so what did they decide to do? They decided to go into their attics, and now that video that you just saw, courtesy of the Coast Guard, is a video of the rescues as Coast Guardsmen are literally chopping holes in the roof to let those people get out of their attics.
All right, we're going to have more of those pictures, John, in just a moment. In the meantime, let's go back to Caroline Chidley as we say.
Wow, that's unbelievable. You did say that earlier, that a lot of these people were going into their attics with the axe.
With an axe, so they could chop their way out.
There's a little controversy. Travis came running in here saying that our own Eric loves the fiasco.
Oh.
What's going on,
Travis?
These guys love ratting out each other, so let's see
there's a hatred in the ranks.
Well, no, when I brought in the CD yesterday and I gave it to Eric, he goes, "Ooh, the fiasco." And I made a mental note in my mind to remember that.
How did he say it, Travis?
No, seriously.
Ooh, the fiasco.
And he made a mental note in his liver. Of course it's in your mind.
But
I made a mental note in my mind.
That's right. And Eric, comment?
I didn't say, ooh, the fiasco. I said, ooh, the fiasco, because I recognized the show.
Why do you now have your own microphone?
Yeah. I have it here just in case. Anthony has one over there.
The mayonnaise residue in his mouth.
You hear how nervous he gets with his gum and his mayo.
It's all just smacking in there with mayo and dentine.
Nervously holding that stupid mic like he fucking prances around like Sinatra. You did say, ooh, the fiasco, didn't you?
Right.
Yeah, because I recognized the show, but I didn't say it as
Where'd you recognize it from?
Wait, I want to hear... I'm sorry, Jimmy.
No, you're right.
That's all over you. I want to hear him say it, Travis say it, and then I want to hear Hawk say it, one right after the other. How you think he said it.
He said, ooh, the fiasco. I said, ooh, the fiasco.
One more. Don't say I said. Just say it.
Ooh, the fiasco.
Ooh, the fiasco.
You're changing it. That's completely different from the way you just said it.
It's like a bad acting class.
The fiasco.
Yeah, Meisner.
Yeah.
Why would you say
the fiasco? Ooh, the fiasco.
Ooh, the fiasco. Rachel, you've come
You realize
back.
a grown man should never say the word ooh.
Ooh, the fiasco.
Ooh, anything.
Another slip of the tongue.
Ooh, fabulous.
Slip of the tongue. That was a slip of the tongue right onto a cock.
Who the fuck says ooh?
Ooh, the fiasco.
After the age of 8.
I don't care if you said it like, ooh, the fiasco. You still said ooh.
Here's how you should say
Ooh,
that.
it's so naughty.
Ooh. That should only be said, ooh, the fiasco.
Right.
That's how you say that. The way you said it, it's, ooh, the fiasco. Quick, put my robe on so I can enjoy it.
Wow, this guy's just hammering away with his axe.
Can't even get
With
to
this
the people
one-piece
who need help
Speedo.
this morning.
Take a look at that shot. It looks like
This
there's
looks like
someone
Fear
reaching
Factor.
a hand
Wendy,
out to this
I'm
guy. And,
A live rescue
again,
on
one
Fox.
of the Coast Guardsmen who has been dropped there.
Pull
by
him out.
helicopter.
There's plenty of room.
Now,
That must be
play
some
out this
fat
same
motherfucker in
scene
there.
Perhaps tens of thousands of times, because from the footage we've been able to see so far, there are thousands and thousands of homes in the
Why are we
New Orleans
looking at him
area
and not
that are
the chopping
flooded like
through the
this. It is absolutely.
This is gonna just
Ooh,
get
the fiasco.
ugly. All right, well, the fiasco. I guess we're gonna have to pass on the. What has the president said about this whole thing? What's his take on this whole thing?
It's Al-Qaeda. That's what it is, Al-Qaeda. It's terror.
Hurricanes don't like freedom.
Hurricane. Taking away our freedom.
That's what it is.
Has he said anything yet?
Of course.
This is getting really ugly. All right. The next hopeful, Anthony, is a
Trying
show
to get
called.
the people out. Going to stay the course.
Hurricanes don't like freedom.
Can't pull out now. Or the hurricane wins. Just go back to normal daily life. Ignore the water.
He really is hard to support sometimes.
Oh,
wait, we do have a clip from. We do have a clip. You got it all there? All right, we got
Got
a
the
clip.
president?
Yeah, because I want to know what he's saying about this whole thing. Because this is a true mess.
This was a terrible storm. It's a storm that hit with a lot of ferocity.
Elo.
It's a storm now that is moving through, and now it's the time for governments to help people get their feet on the ground. I want the people to know in the affected areas that the federal government, the state government, the local governments will work side by side to do all we can to help get your lives back in order. We're in place, we've got equipment in place, supplies in place, and once we're able to assess the damage, we'll be able to move in and help those good folks in the affected areas.
You talking about Iraq?
Yeah.
Halliburton's going to come down to New Orleans.
All right.
I'm going to help you out.
He raised a good point, though, because he did say that it was a bad storm.
Terrible.
Which I wasn't really too sure.
Yeah. When he says it now, you know it is.
Tom in New Orleans.
All right.
Tom.
What's up, boys?
You finally got cell service, huh?
No, I'm on a hard line. The hard line never went out.
Real? Where
But
are you?
I can't dial out. I'm still at my mom's house. The water just, after it stopped fucking raining, it just kept coming up.
Really?
Yeah, it's finally gone down a little bit. It came right to the front door.
Did your did the place flood at all, or it didn't get inside?
No. My house might have, but hers didn't. And the street looks like a swamp, dude. There's snakes and bugs and shit. It's hot. We're running out of beer.
We're running out of beer.
This blows, man. The engine was not going to have power for a month. I can't even get out of here.
Yeah, how's your family doing?
They're all fine.
Yeah.
They're not back here.
Right.
I mean, riding it out, the storm was nothing. The storm was not catastrophic as the aftermath, dude.
So now it's all flooding,
They had generators, but they weren't automated, so they had nobody to get in there and pump them. They didn't turn them on till like 10 o'clock last night. And when I tell you it finally went down, the water went down maybe 3 inches in 12 hours. It's supposed to go down an inch an hour.
What part are you actually in? Where?
Kenner.
Yeah?
Jefferson Parish, the one that was most devastated.
But you say the water is draining out of there.
Barely.
But there are places where the water's still coming up.
In the French Quarter and stuff, so the
Yeah.
New Orleans pumps. And they still got all the brothers in the Superdome are trying to riot.
They're trying to
Let
riot?
us out now so they can go loot, I guess. I don't know.
Oh.
Hey, Tom, is you think the Royal Sonesta is flooded or no?
Parts of, well, they say the Royal Sonesta is a pretty tough building. I doubt it. I mean, if it is flooded, it might just have maybe half a foot or to a foot of water, and they can go up to the second or third floor. But the Hyatt, the big hotel next to the Dome,
Yeah.
Did you see pictures of that? Every window
is
blown out. It looks like the federal building in Oklahoma.
Now, how have you seen that if your power's out?
I got a battery-operated TV. We lose batteries. We need 10C batteries. Have them heliport some stuff into me. And then we turn it off for about 5 hours, and we can get it back for about 20 minutes.
Wow.
They got one station, and they're broadcasting from Baton Rouge, the big station. So their home office down here is flooded out.
So he gets news for a few minutes at a time.
And then I got the radio I can put on the news talk station, but every time you put it on, it's like just depressing, man. It's like business won't be back to normal for a month. You won't have power for a month. They're not letting people even in the parish till Labor Day, which is Monday at...
Well, they're also saying martial law has been declared in New Orleans.
Yeah, Jefferson Parish.
What's that mean, martial law?
Martial law means, in other words, I'm trying to get to my house to get some more supplies.
Yeah.
And it's not very far, but you gotta trek through like maybe about 2 blocks full of maybe 2 foot and a half of water, probably 2 foot of water.
Yeah.
And then if the cops see you, I'll just tell them, look, man, I need some medication
Batteries
or something.
Yeah, martial law is when
can't leave.
The National Guard kind of takes over.
They can shoot you.
Some of your normal rights aren't there anymore. Yeah, they could shoot you for looting.
Yep.
They're going to pile you up naked.
Yep.
Like a little
And I'm
pyramid.
just dying to see. I
And
mean,
you wear a hood.
What's left?
Put you on a leash.
What's left of my house, man?
So your house in a shitty area, like with a
No,
storm?
no. My house, my mom's actually house is a nicer house, but she gets more water on the street than me, and I'm further away from the lake, about like 2 blocks further away.
No, I don't mean shitty bad. I mean like where the place got hit. It was in a bad area for a storm.
Yeah.
Well, his area is not as bad as what we're seeing on TV. We're seeing water up to the roofs.
No, not as bad there. But they got places in North Canada, like if I went 2 blocks the other way, going away from my house toward the lake, then they got, some people have like 4 feet of water in their house.
Tom, how much beer do you have left?
How much beer do I have left?
Yeah.
Not a lot, dude. I'm rationing it.
6-pack?
Maybe about close to a 12. But the good thing is my stepfather has a boatload of whiskey. But ice is running out, dude.
Yeah, what do you do now? You got to drink warm beer, huh?
Well, no, I'm gonna kill the beer before it gets. You have to drink warm whiskey, and then water's out of. We got more whiskey than we do water.
How's the toilet? Is it working? Is it flushing?
No, you got to take shits in the backyard.
You got to take a shit in the backyard because your toilet won't flush.
Yeah. One of my buddies took a goddamn shit in the toilet and was still trying to flush that. Man, he got floaters.
Dude, that guy's sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Drunken stupor. Sorry.
So you just leaving logs in the backyard?
Well, we got 3 dogs, too, man. We got logs everywhere. Norton, that's the least of our troubles. Trust me.
That can't be healthy.
That's the least of our troubles.
I know, it's going to be floating around the street.
Because everyone's shitting in their yards. That's just going to be thousands of human dumps all over the place.
The thing is, there's nobody here, man. This is like a big neighborhood, and we hadn't seen anybody. Like, if we really, I mean, we could be stuck here for... Well, if the water goes down, we're going to do something.
You got any military presence in the streets?
No.
Why don't you shit in your neighbor's yard?
Yeah, really.
If they're not there.
Dude, why don't you go into your neighbor's house and grab some stuff?
Yeah, you can't really do that.
Nah, you can. There's no one there. No one's going to see you.
You need water, Tom.
If they have some beer, maybe.
Maybe just check the fridge. You're not talking about diamonds or nothing.
No.
Maybe a beer or two.
I'd leave him a 20 spot, too.
There you go.
Come
Stop
on.
Do me a favor. Stop rehearsing. You're confronting the National Guard speech to us.
Would it be great if he got shot on sight?
Oh, God. In his own place. That would make me happy. Just going into his own place for some liquor.
That's fantastic.
It sucks, man. I tell you what, it's the aftermath is what's going to kill us. So now it's like, it doesn't really matter what time, what day. It's just hot.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Just hot.
At least you got the AC, right?
No, nothing.
Do you see any fires in your area?
No. No, I saw the shit you saw, I guess, on TV, that one dude on the roof waving and pointing at the fire.
Yeah. Carlos.
So.
All right, well, Tom, keep us posted.
I'll check in tomorrow, boys. I didn't even know I was going to be able to get through. I couldn't get through to Ben's cell, and then I saw this number where y'all had called back yesterday. So
use this one, because Ben's always on the phone.
Yeah.
You know, but, dude, it's pretty bad, man. The thing is, you just can't get anywhere. You got to ration the water. I mean, the only thing we got a lot of is whiskey, so I guess we'll just get tanked and sweat.
At least you won't be wasting any water. Doing toothpaste type things. So at least won't be wasting.
No, I did. I brushed my teeth this morning, dude.
Oh, cool.
You did.
Get that funk out of your mouth. You got to use a little bit of water.
Well, good luck, man. We were thinking about you.
All right, boys. I'll check in tomorrow.
All right, Tom.
Send some beer this way.
We'll try to get a care package.
Care package. All I need, beer and ice. That's it, dude. I'm good. I can live without water.
All right.
Bye, Tom.
All right, later.
There goes Tom.
Wow.
Boy, he's roughing it out.
Wow.
He actually sounds more coherent there than he has in the
Oh,
years
yeah.
I'm talking to him.
Absolutely. Well, he's, I guess, one of the people, strangely enough, in the areas that were lucky.
Good.
You know, he's said it came up to his DOA, but didn't flood the house, and now it's receding, so came up to the DOA. And then, of course, he had to have his obligatory racist remark about the black people in the Superdome rioting.
Are they rioting? No, they're not
I
rioting.
don't know. I would guess they're probably getting a little
Dude,
agitated.
if you were in that thing and it was just reeking of shit.
Reeking
I mean,
of feces.
I think that's why they want to get out.
You'd say, let me out. That's my right to walk the streets if I want to. But they're going to say, no, martial law. You
There's
can't.
nowhere to go. Where are they going to go? They let them all out. Their houses are underwater. They can't go back there. Other shelters, where are they? Those are packed. There's nowhere to get out of the city to leave to go to relatives.
Yeah, but there's
that
an
are
area
elsewhere.
when you walk into the Superdome where you walk upstairs and it's almost like a porch.
Yeah, so they're going to sit there.
I would go stand out there.
Just
rather than
stand
sitting there smelling.
Just
this
stinking.
shit, yeah.
No one brushing their teeth because there's no water.
No, there's nothing they can do for hygiene.
It's absolutely.
Holy shit. Are you kidding me?
Water will seek its own level.
Hey, good morning. It's the Opie and Anthony program on XM Satellite Radio. Want to get right into it because
we're all watching the coverage.
Yeah, we're watching the coverage of Hurricane Katrina and
the aftermath, Opie. Now it's all about the aftermath. Wow.
I went home yesterday after the show. I've been watching the coverage probably for the last 16 to 18 hours.
Can't get enough.
16 to 18 straight hours.
Whatever they do that we goof on all the time, it works. Because I just tune in. I can't get enough. I'm watching the helicopter rescues, and I need to know where the levee's broken. What are they doing about it? What's destroyed?
Yeah, they don't have to throw the fear factor in. It's already there. It's well established, you know.
Now they pretty much have a catastrophe that they can just report.
Yeah, now they just go with the flow. They don't have to do the scare tactics.
Make stuff up.
Or, throw the fear in there. It's just a disaster. It's a mess. Personally, I don't think New Orleans ever recovers.
Ever?
I don't know, man. What business is going to want to rebuild there knowing that this could happen maybe a year from now, maybe 5, maybe 10? You know, in this case, they went 30-some-odd years between these devastating hurricanes, but
there's nothing they can do about it, really.
It's amazing. The one thing I want to say right off the bat, CNN, Fox News Channel, MSNBC, the local news, they got to calm down with the graphics, saying they're the one for the coverage.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, your Hurricane Center, I think is what CNN's calling themselves. Hurricane Center. What the hell does that even mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, they want to make it sound like they're the ones. Truth of the matter is, when one goes to commercials, boom, I'm off to another.
See ya.
When one gets in other news today, boom, I'm gone.
Exactly.
When someone gets some talking head up there that's babbling about something I don't want to hear, boom, I'm off to the next one. That's how it works.
Good to see that President Bush cut his vacation short 2 days. Thank you, sir. You're a true leader.
I hear there was trouble.
You're a true leader of this fine country.
I hear they got a little rain down there. I'm going to go check it out.
Yeah, and
I was telling Anthony, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, whatever, I just hate this fucking guy. I can't stand him as a leader.
I think anyone who's listened to this program for any length of time pretty much knows where each of us as individuals stands on political things, and I lean a little right.
I'm a moderate.
But I got to tell you, this guy is just a horse's ass.
He has nothing to say. This is like...
He's got nothing, period.
This is rivaling 9/11. You understand that? That'll be decided down the road if this is as big, whatever. But it's up there as a major, major thing happening. And as a leader of the country, he has nothing to say. Back in the day, Reagan would look you in the eye and show a little tear and a little human emotion where you felt like someone was in charge.
We'll stand together as a country, and we'll help them
Nancy, I forgot my dites. Could you... Oh, poor dead guy. Can't even do the Reagan anymore. Feel bad that he's dead.
Why? Go ahead, bully. Keep picking
I know. Pick on the dead guy. And, yeah, he's done nothing. Last night, I'm
Can we get some Bush audio?
Speech.
If we can find Bush audio, please. All right. Why don't we... I don't even know where to begin. The phones have exploded. Let's go to Ron in Tennessee. Ron, what's up?
Hey, good morning, boys.
Morning, Ron.
Hey, did you see the report they just had on Fox maybe about 30 minutes ago that they said there was a shark swimming in the streets of New Orleans?
Only Fox, man.
Yeah, thanks to Fox. It's not bad enough. They got to now tell everyone that there may be sharks
in the water.
In the streets of New Orleans.
They had to wait 30 minutes just to say, well, we got reports now that they come from an aquarium down there now.
Yeah, it's probably a dead shark. There is no shark that is going to survive for any length of time in, like, fresh sewage water.
Well, they were saying something like it had come up through the Mississippi and jumped in somehow. I don't know.
Sure it did.
Yeah, but now they have to worry about maybe a shark attack. Calm down, Fox.
Yeah, stop.
You got enough stuff to
it's
go
It's bad
with.
enough. Oh, that's a cool sight right there. Cops holding a shotgun on a bunch of looters.
Have a good day, guys.
All right, thanks, bro. Well, the looting thing is very interesting. I was getting really pissed off watching the coverage last night because not a lot of reporters brave enough to talk about the looting in a way that made sense. Okay, even Sean Hannity kind of disappointed me last night. They're showing looters in grocery stores and stuff like that, and these people, for the most part, are going through the grocery stores out of necessity, trying to find food and fresh water.
These guys they've taken an entire section of a supermarket.
Well, that's an
entire produce.
All right, well, that guy, that was a little over the top. Okay,
cops are manhandling these guys.
Just as I'm trying to make my point, that didn't help that piece of video.
Well, I think there was food on it, though. There was food on it.
Yeah, but there was a lot of... I mean, how much food...
Jeez, stop it.
How many freaking peaches can you possibly eat?
You need all of them?
Right.
Leave some for some other looters.
But finally someone, I forgot what channel, because like we said yesterday, they're all the same channel. They do the exact same crap, so... they want us to think one's better than the other, but in reality, they're not. They're all the same shit. No. Finally, though, some of these guys were getting on TV going, look, they're looting the supermarkets because they have no choice. They don't have fresh water. They don't have food. And you made a good point in the office. Most of this food's going bad anyway.
Yeah, it's not like if they weren't looting it, that the shop owner is returning that afternoon to open up the store and crank up the cash registers and start selling his food.
All right, and there's the Foot Locker. So now the one guy was making that point, which kind of made sense, to me anyway. But then he goes, but what I don't understand is seeing 30 guys breaking through the front window of Foot Locker and, stealing all the sneakers in the store.
Yeah, stealing the sneakers.
So at least the guy was making a comparison there, like this is, you can understand this, but obviously you can't understand
the electronic stores, too.
Right.
They're breaking into electronic stores.
Oh, they're pretty much breaking
stealing that. But as far as the food goes, food and water, it's, right now they're put in a situation where it's survival.
Yep.
Of course you take food. You take as much food as you think you're going to need to get yourself out of that area.
It will get spoiled there, too, quickly.
Yeah. It's 90 degrees over there. What do you think? They have no refrigeration. If they don't take it, it's going to go bad. They might as well take the food. But
sneakers.
Like sneakers, stop.
Right.
The electronic stores, stop it.
Right.
What are you doing?
Flooded streets, sneakers. What good are new sneakers? They're worthless.
Well, if you take boxes and boxes of them and cart them away in some kind of apparatus that keeps it out of the water, then when everything's said and done, you can then sell them, is what I believe they were doing.
All right, we got the audio on the shark loose in the streets of New Orleans.
Some residents who had not yet fled reported yesterday seen in the streets of New Orleans sharks.
You're kidding.
No. A report of sharks in the street.
Well, I guess you could figure that out by saying Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, absolutely.
Swimming in through the Mississippi River, making their way in there right now.
Well, I mean, how weird was it a day before there were whitecaps on Canal Street?
Calm down, Fox. You got enough to go with.
Caps on Canal Street.
Don't need
Stop
to go
it.
with the shark angle.
The sharks. Yeah, a dead shark floating around the street. That's what happens. These aquariums that they got there seem to have overflowed and put some of the wildlife in the streets.
Oh, but speaking of that, So I guess we got to start writing down the channels, what we're hearing, where we're hearing this stuff. But
yeah.
But one of the channels this morning, as we're getting ready for the show, was talking about all the devastation in Biloxi, Mississippi.
Yep.
Basically, the city, the town, whatever they call it out down there, is completely gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
The new footage that you'll see this morning, it's pretty much completely gone. There's just lumber fields.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even tell where neighborhoods were anymore, or houses.
Yeah, they were showing some of the houses in the outskirts of New Orleans that and other cities that kind of blew off their foundation. And it looks like they took a house and just dropped it in the middle of the road, or there's a roof lying somewhere. The houses in Biloxi just pulverized. It was just splinters. You couldn't make out that it was even a house, and just bare foundations and individual planks of lumber.
Yeah.
That was it.
So they're showing all that devastation, and then they showed an aerial view of, I guess, the aquarium down there that was completely destroyed.
Yeah.
And the stupid anchor woman had to say, and some of the animals had to be destroyed.
Had to be destroyed. She sounded very somber when she said
Very
it.
somber, like, thinking maybe all the death and destruction of human life wasn't good enough. Maybe we should also let the viewers know that cute little animals that we enjoy are no longer around because they had to be destroyed.
Yeah, no one cares as much for people as they do a cuddly little seal. Cute little seal.
And Ant made another good point. Ant was just on fire with your good points in the office.
I was watching all the news last night.
Well, the Biloxi thing. They're just showing barges that used to be in the water that are now, a quarter mile on land?
At least a quarter mile. Some of these things, it's so odd to see a barge carrying cars. There was this barge with cars on it and big containers, and it was in the woods. Just dropped in the woods somewhere. How do you get that ship in the woods?
50 train cars.
Train cars.
In the middle of the woods now.
Just dumped around in the woods, in fields,
casinos,
people's backyards. You see boats, an entire marina full of sailboats, powerboats, just dumped on top of houses and people's backyards. Casinos, those offshore casinos, the ones that just sit there right on the beach. Completely pulverized, and we were sitting in the office, and you got to think, where do you start? Do you go, all right, let's get that blue Chevy, we'll put it over there.
Yeah, because where do you put all this stuff?
And then we'll work on the 500 locomotives that are... Where do you start?
Someone get the bridge out of the water.
Yeah.
I guess.
All right, we got to get
go
this
do that.
Huge concrete sections,
right.
Tons of concrete highway. We'll start there.
You collect all the cars.
Yeah. You're on car detail.
How do you clean it up? How do you start?
You could work for weeks and not even make a dent. Not even make a dent.
Let's go to Tom. Tom in New Orleans. An old friend of the show. He's been with us off and on for years.
Tom, we were worried about you.
Yeah, we couldn't get you on the phone last night or this morning.
Fuck, dude, it's hot.
Yeah? How are you doing? What's around your general location? What's going on? What do you know?
It's just, there was a shark. I think it came from Lake Pontchartrain because the National Guard guys gave me a ride to another friend's house to restock, get some beer. He's out of town.
The National Guard is getting you your beer?
Yeah, he gave me a ride, but we couldn't get all the way through, so I just hoof it the rest of the way, and then we walked back.
This is a different Tom, everyone.
It was a 3-foot shark, they said. Like 2.5, 3 feet that was just swimming down Causeway in Metairie. Scared the shit out of them.
And now the area you're in, how's the flooding? Is it rising? Is it going down?
It went down a good bit yesterday, but like Danny called and woke me up. I went outside a little bit and looked, and it's looking kind of better, but they say it's supposed to be coming back up because of 17th Street Canal. A big piece of levee broke.
Yeah, that's how I started the show, because I was watching footage of that, and I could not believe the water just pouring out of that. They said it's like
New Orleans is the actual city. I mean, I'm hoping we're so far out in the burbs that it won't get to us. I'm hoping that, but it looks like the water's pretty much down. We walked to my house yesterday. I didn't get any water in it. It came right to my door, but one of my pine trees crashed, just missed my roof. It hit like the patio cover. Fence went down. Looks like a fucking tornado hit it. But at least I got a roof and no water damage.
Don't sound as bad as what we've been seeing.
About 7 beers. Ice is probably gone by now.
What are you doing about water and food?
Well, we're gonna have to cook every last thing in the food ice chest today. We've been barbecuing. I mean, we had my mom's. They got like 3 freezers and they're stacked with shit, and the gas grill's still on. So we have to cook everything today because we no more ice.
Now, what about running water?
We got about 20 gallons, 5-gallon jugs of bottled water. Like
20 gallons. And what are you going to do? Because obviously they're not going to be turning this stuff on before you run out.
I don't know. I mean, we're trying to decide if the water goes down and shit. I got 3/4 of a tank of gas.
Do you have a contingency plan to leave? Where are you going to go? Can you get out?
I don't know if I can get out right now.
He's got a car. He's got a little bit of gas in it, but you don't know if any of the roads are passable.
When I walked to my house, I was in waist deep water. Going there, so I was like, oh, fuck, I'm going to be underwater. But oddly enough, I guess I was on high ground. But, I mean, if all that water goes down, and there's fish all over. I mean, we caught, we kicked them back in because we have enough fish in the freezer that's already clean, but we caught, like, speckled trout with our foot just walking, like, through the golf course.
Really? There's just fish everywhere?
Like it's drying out, so we might go. There's one good hole out there. Back at my mom's house, we might go play golf.
Do a little golf.
What is today, Thursday?
Yeah,
Wednesday. How's your family, Tom?
They're fine.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all high and dry and air-conditioned. Shit. I mean, last night was miserable. It was just so hot. You'd go to sleep because you'd be so just tired and spent.
Yeah.
You wake up an hour later just in a puddle of sweat.
You can't even shower to cool off, right?
Yeah, beef tits.
No, I'm not even fucking with you.
You know you can't take a shower. I got no water.
Just sucks.
Oof.
You know, so you got to boil it to drink it. I mean,
yep.
Fuck, I wish I just had water. I'd shower in the fucking anything. But we'll go hit the pool.
What's up with the mosquitoes?
No, at night they're bad. In the day they're fine. They
go away
for some reason or another.
They're starting to really talk about the mosquitoes.
But it's really, really bad, man. They say we ain't going to have power now because New Orleans is really underwater. And by today, they said everything's going to be even with the lake. So you're going to be 3 feet above the sea level the water's going to be. So you look downtown like the French Quarter, for instance, that's 11 feet below sea level.
Yeah.
If the water fills the French Quarter up to 3 feet above, that's 14 feet of water.
Have you been getting any news?
Yeah, well, I got DirecTV in the Expedition outside park in the driveway, high and dry. So, I mean, I can go get some air conditioning for a little bit, but I don't want to burn all my gas and listen to XM.
Yeah.
And watch a little DirecTV. Yeah, it's just fear-mongers. And then the little TV that I got here, you know, it's almost like this was the best one. Anthony, you're going to love this one. It's like we're getting reports now in New Orleans East that there are bodies floating in the water, and boaters, when they come across them, they're tying them up to the poles. We'll have more details right after this break.
Jesus. Tying the dead to the poles, huh?
But you had to stay tuned through the break.
Yeah, of course.
Of course you do.
Yeah, they're tying the dead to the poles.
So, you know, we've been down there a few times for the old Mardi Gras thing, like Bourbon Street. That's what we know. I mean, how much water's down there?
I haven't seen. I mean, I know that in the CBD, like Canal Street and Poitras Street, right around the Dome. I mean, it's just what I saw on TV. It's all sand and water, and the Dome. They just got people keep showing up there.
Yeah, well, that's where
electricity.
They're evacuating
water.
people there.
It's just
And now they've told everybody to just get out. Somehow they've got to get all those people from the Superdome out of New Orleans, which is going to be quite an undertaking.
They're going to put them on cruise ships and like those floating hospitals or those floating
cruise ships.
Yeah, they are.
What lucky cruise ship gets that detail? Oh my God!
Well, they had one of the governors on TV last night. She didn't know what to do. They were asking her questions and suggesting stuff, and she's like, "Yeah, that would be a good idea." Like she didn't even know where to begin.
The Louisiana governor. Yeah, I saw her.
Blanco.
She really had no clue what to do. She was not ready for this one.
No,
not that many
all.
people were.
Sugar Ray Nagin, our mayor. He's
the mayor.
Yeah.
What I don't understand why you haven't made plans past you running out of food and water.
I hadn't made plans just yet past me running out of my 10 beers. I got to drink them before I get hot. I mean, I got plenty of food. We got canned goods. I mean, we'll get once we eat all the shrimp and steak and hamburgers and fish. I mean, then we'll just start going to fucking Underwood Deviled Ham.
But they're talking, this could be quite some time before there's anything.
I mean, right, I'm ready, dude. You don't think I'm ready to jump in the air-conditioned expedition, watch TV all the way to Baton Rouge, Lafayette, wherever the fuck I'm going to go? But I can't get out right now.
Have you...
It's miserable. When I tell you it looked like something like Red Dawn or The Day After Tomorrow yesterday, just walking down Chateau Boulevard,
saw that
golf course. I mean, this one tree that I saw that was uprooted. I mean, this was a huge fucking tree, and it didn't snap it. It pulled the fucking roots right out of the ground, and I knew where this tree was. It's like by the 7th hole. Pulled it right up out of the ground, tossed it about 30 feet down the way. And, I mean, the roots were like 15 feet. I mean, just the roots. So it pulled it that far out the ground. It was just amazing.
You got a gun just in case people come for your food?
Yeah, we saw 3 like Mexican-looking guys. We had come back from one of the runs we made.
Yeah.
And I closed the door, and I was looking at the big glass part by the front door. And I called a couple of my boys. I was like, Mike, get over here. And the guy was kind of looking in the houses, so I walked out of there, and I was like, dude, can I help you? He was kind of looking at the neighbor, and then 2 other friends came walking up, and I was like, hey, y'all live around here? Which obviously they don't, you know what I mean? These are like big giant houses. And the guy comes to me, oh, you don't speak Spanish? No habla inglés. So I was like, well, y'all got to get the fuck out of here. So, yeah, there's looters, and then we went to
Habla Mossberg, though, I bet, right?
The guy was looting the Chevron. We were like, hey, what's going on? Oh, nothing. There's plenty of food and water in there.
You got neighbors around you that stayed?
We saw one set of neighbors, yeah.
That's it, but the whole rest of the neighborhood you're in is deserted except for
it's
you.
Deserted, and I mean, the only thing that we saw coming down was the National Guard in that big truck that gave us a ride for a little while. Through the water, I mean, it's so hot. You just want to take a shower, and I just want air conditioning, man. Or a Klondike bar or something like that.
I guess you're charging your cell phone in your car?
Yeah, I got like 4 batteries, so I mean, I still hadn't run out of batteries. But it doesn't really matter. Nobody's gotten through on the cell phone, and I can't dial out. Every time I dial out, it's like call failed, retry, call failed.
But people can call you?
No, it hadn't. No, people can text message me.
Oh. And you're on a landline right now?
Yes.
Isn't that odd that his phone's working?
The landlines are underground. They're buried underground in this neighborhood.
Oh.
So my phone at my house doesn't work, my landline.
Wow. Well, comparable to other people, I say Tom's doing pretty well.
Yeah, he's one of
for somebody that's actually
you're
there.
One of the real lucky ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, because we went last night.
And it doesn't sound that great.
No, it sounds
awful.
Well, that would have sucked.
Yeah.
It would have sucked.
Well, some people were using their shotguns to blow holes in their roofs so they could get on the roof to survive.
At night, it is so fucking dark. I mean, I've never seen stars in the city. 1 or 2 maybe, but you see them all. And it's so dark, I mean, you can't even, if you don't have a flashlight or anything, I mean, you can't see anything.
That's what a lot of people are talking about, how creepy and eerie it is at night because it's just completely silent and you just kind of sometimes see a glow from one of the fires going on or, kind of creepy.
I hadn't seen it. I mean, we hadn't seen any fires.
No?
I guess in New Orleans. I mean, I can see how they start because we had a shitload of candles burning every night. It's just so hot. I mean, if it gets any worse, dude, last night was probably the worst. And I'm sure tonight, thanks for telling me it was Wednesday, you could at least said, yeah, it's Thursday.
Oh, yeah. No.
I don't even know what day it is, dude. I don't even know
it's Wednesday, Tom.
It's light now. The sun's coming out.
Yeah, it's getting light out. I guess we're going to get a bunch of new video and reports from New Orleans. Some of the video yesterday.
They're not even releasing. The news said they're not even releasing like how many people are dead and stuff.
Yeah, I would guess it's probably hard for them to get a line on how many people have been killed so far because there's not enough communication in place for families to find out if their family members are okay. They can't get into a lot of these houses that are up to the roof line with water to see if there are people in there or they got out. So I think it's going to be some time before we actually know.
And today's going to be a bad day, dude, because all the water's coming up in New Orleans. And they say if that whole city is 3 feet above sea level, I say, there's not a place in the city that's 5 feet below sea level. much less 3 feet above. I mean, everything's like 8, 9, 15, 11. The French Quarter's 11.
They're trying to plug up that levee. They said they're dropping these giant sandbags. They're going to be filling up big shipping containers with sand and gravel and dropping that. It sounds like they're just dropping huge things in there trying to get it to stop, but it's opened up even wider now.
Right. It's throwing enough shit against the wall, some of it just might stick.
Yeah.
They're not going to, I mean, you can't stop water, you know that.
But until that stops, they can't pump anything out, and it's just getting deeper. So, wow, Tom, you're in some shit.
I know. Yes, I am, boys.
You got you smoke, right?
No, not cigarettes.
Oh, not cigarettes. I was wondering, because once the cigarettes run out, man, goddamn, that's got to be rough for a smoker, especially in a stressful situation.
Oh, my God.
Have your cigarettes run out?
No, just beer and...
Beer and a little bit of whatever else.
Yeah. And it's the provisions are getting low. It's like day 3. It's like Survivor, man.
Yeah.
You know, we were walking here. We walked to this guy's house, got his key from under his mat.
Just got to go on missions.
Outside. And raided his refrigerator, got everything he had, made sure his house was okay, trucked back here, went to my house, got some shit, trucked back here. Like there's nobody on the streets, a couple of looters.
Wow. How are the National Guard guys? How do they seem?
Oh, they're cool with, I mean, they, because, I mean, y'all need anything? I don't really have much, but, I gave them some water.
Yeah, any war stories from them about what they've seen so far?
Just a lot of brothers looting.
Yeah, a lot of looting seems to be the big thing.
They just go hit the store and they take everything. They come out with a shopping cart full of stuff.
This is what I don't understand, though. They're taking all the stuff. Okay, where are they taking it to?
Yeah, where are you going to put it?
Clue.
Where are you?
I have no clue.
Where are you putting your stuff down?
I saw this one part on TV. I don't know if they showed that in the national news. They went and they had it was like a little beat up Explorer. They went in the store and they were just taking everything and they put it in the back of the Explorer. In fact, they had so much shit in the Explorer. 2 of them had the rod on the roof, and so they see the cameras. They're all hiding their faces. Like they don't want to be on TV.
Yeah, of course not. Wow.
I don't know where they're taking it to. I mean, everything's underwater.
Yeah, it's not like they could just go and store it anywhere.
They got footage on Fox right now. A family just on an air mattress on a roadway.
On the side of a highway, yeah.
On the side of a highway that's obviously higher than the water.
Yeah, on the interstate.
There's thousands of people that's where they're hanging out. Thousands of people just kind of sleeping
went up
and
there just to get out of the water.
Amazing.
Camped out.
Did you see the prisoners?
They're about to riot, I heard.
Yeah, they were showing the prisoners. They had them on an on-ramp to one of the highways. Their backs to water, and in front of them was some prison guards with shotguns, just kind of keeping them sitting there. But how long could you just leave them sitting before they get a little out of hand,
Is the prison flooded totally?
One guy
totally.
with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the prisoners out of the jail. Out of this particular jail, they're just sitting there. And none of the prisoners are moving. And I was thinking, I said to Ann, probably it's better to be in the prison system at this point than trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
On the streets of New Orleans.
Probably so. I mean, I don't know if the city will ever be the same again. Now
yeah, you've been there for a while. What do you think?
Now they're saying schools aren't going to open again until like December or January.
At least, yeah.
Power won't be now. Now they're talking about New Orleans. I mean, power won't be restored just to Entergy for like 6 weeks, and then they got to start getting it house to house.
I don't see people with any money staying. I see people with any kind of resources picking up, and they don't really have much left anyway, just picking up and moving away from New Orleans. And I think impoverished people are going to stay because they got nothing else to do and nowhere else to go, and you're really going to see New Orleans take a downturn.
Well, how old is that levee?
It was built after Hurricane Betsy. That was in like
65.
So maybe
65, you're right.
68,
I thought
69.
Yeah, 69, I'm thinking.
Right around the time that Camille devastated Biloxi. We dodged a bullet there, but on this one, man, this storm was just tremendous.
Yeah. Well.
And I don't know. There's not much to do here.
No.
Just hang out. I just want, when the water goes down, I'm out.
Yeah, you're getting out?
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going to go. Just going to drive.
What about work for you?
What about work? We got the one station that's broadcasting from the 5th floor of the Dominion Tower, the big talk station in our cluster.
Yeah.
And windows are all blown out.
But you have a job to go back to eventually?
Yeah, I guess.
Because a lot of people don't.
I mean, what do you? I mean, I guess I could go call on carpet people, carpenters, people that are rebuilding.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of trades down there going in and getting some work.
There's no commerce right now.
Not for a while, though, yeah.
Commerce going on for what, 2, 3 months, 4 months maybe?
It looks like another country. They're showing these scenes. It just looks like scenes from Hotel Rwanda. It's just a mess.
It's amazing. I'm just walking the streets and looking around. It's just like, there's just trees everywhere and signs blown down and just like a table in the street and just nothing. Just like you're the only people on the streets and you feel like you're the last people left on earth.
Jim in Brooklyn, he says, did Tom say he wanted to jump in a pool? You have a pool at the house there?
Yeah.
And the pool's all right?
Yep.
Jeez.
Trust me, if Jim was up here and when it's almost 90 degrees at night, you're trying to sleep.
So what, you're jumping in the pool to try to stay cool?
Go for a swim, play some golf. Hopefully the water will go down.
All right.
What else is there to do?
Wow.
The PSP, I was playing Tiger Woods golf. That battery ran out. Just nothing to do, man.
He's waiting for all his batteries to run out, and then he's going to leave.
Well, it's going to start being a test. Now it's going to start getting testy.
Yeah.
Beer will be gone. Ice will be gone by a couple hours.
Well, this is going to be interesting because Tom's one of the lucky ones. I want you to keep reporting to us maybe later today and then tomorrow and Friday. I think it's going to come down to where you're going to hear Tom is looting. Tom is going to be in his neighbors' houses finding supplies.
Rifling through their stuff.
I'm not even making a joke. I'm serious. I think it's going to deteriorate to that point.
If the water goes down, I'm going to loot my ass out of here.
Yeah, you got to get out.
Just get out.
All right,
all I want to do is get to the fucking interstate now.
Yeah. All right, Tom. Well, good luck to you.
All right. Well,
hopefully we'll hear from you again.
I'll go walk down the streets. Maybe I'll give y'all a call back. Y'all are on until 10 o'clock my time.
Yeah.
There you have
I'll see what's what. See if the water went down. Give you a little quick check.
All right, cool.
All right, Tom.
All right, boys.
All right.
Be good.
There you go. Tom from New
Good
Orleans.
luck, bro.
Our old program director when we were syndicated on commercial radio.
Tom, they let you drink right here in the airport. It's a different sounding Tom, isn't it?
It sure is.
More of a...
Everyone's talking about Hurricane Katrina.
I'm back.
XM's got a channel 247.
Really?
Channel 247.
24/7?
It's the emergency channel. Whenever there's like some kind of an emergency, hurricanes, what have you, XM has this fine channel that has around-the-clock coverage, 247, okay? Where do we want to go next? I guess the phones. There's a few things going on here. Max in Dallas. Hey, Max, what's going on?
Hey, fellas, how's it going?
All right, man.
I just had a question for Professor Anthony.
Oh, yes, sir.
Earlier you were saying about the oil prices being high and everything.
Yeah.
I heard the other day the reason why mainly is because we haven't built any refineries in this damn country in like 50 years, and they've cut back on production.
Oh, yeah?
Supposed to be plenty of oil, but we just can't refine it enough, quick enough, or whatever.
How come we were able to refine it when it was at $1.50 a gallon?
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just curious to see if you'd heard the same thing.
No, I haven't heard that one.
That, and is it just me, or does it just seem like the majority of the people that are looting are swooting?
Is what?
Have a good one. Bye.
Oh, he's making a racist comment.
Well, most of New Orleans is black. Jesus. Have you been down
Of
there?
course. Of course, that's why you see that on the news.
Oh,
There's plenty of white people looting. I've seen that. There's white people down there. They were looting.
I was on stage last night at the Cellar. I'm doing my my nonsense. And I'm talking about something, and there's a couple in the corner kind of chit-chatting, and the show's going well. So I'm like, yeah, what's going on? And like, well, we're talking about trying to get the barbecue started. I'm like, what? I didn't bite their heads off. I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, well, we're from New Orleans. They happen to be staying in New York, but their 3 kids were stuck in New Orleans. They were frustrated because they were trying to figure out how to get the kids. So I'm so glad I didn't say anything like a dick move.
Yeah.
So I talked to him for a minute, and whatever. And I said to the guy, "Are they in the Superdome? Like where are they staying?" And the guy's like, "No, we're white." But it was a funny line. I mean, I thought it was very funny. Of course, the stupid crowd got uncomfortable with it.
Yeah, of course.
If it was a black crowd and a black guy, about a stadium that's shown with white people and said, "No, I'm black," the whole crowd would laugh and clap.
Yeah,
but, white people are just such fucking douches. So the guy says that, and they're in a tense situation. And, of course, I finish up the set and whatever. And then after I come off, the host is Marina Franklin. She's black. Happens to be black. And then some other white customer goes, "What was that comment about?" Like when the black host comes back up.
Yeah.
The paternalistic white person has to stick up for the little children, the colored children who can't think for themselves.
Oh my God.
And Marina actually won. He was kidding. It was a joke.
Yeah.
It didn't mean anything. It's like, and then a couple wound up leaving. I guess they felt bad.
Oh.
But just what fucking can people have some fucking empathy? They do a joke that's a little racially insensitive, and that's what they're worried. Their kids are down in this flooded area.
Yeah.
And this idiot is more outraged at the racially insensitive joke that the guy makes.
All right,
and it was a good one, too, by the way, sir.
Let's say hi to Mike in Jersey. Mike?
Hey, what's up, boys?
What's up, Mike?
I don't know if you guys are rolling tape on CNN Daybreak, but Chad is still sulking at that anchor lady.
Why? Really? What did he do?
Well, this morning, I don't know, he was doing his report, and he said something at the end, and she's interrupting him again. Chad! And at the end, she's looking for a reporter in Mississippi, and she's like, well, we'll definitely try and get in touch with him. And he's like, yeah, I'm sure you will.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
They're still having a little tiff, huh? Everyone's on edge.
Snippy.
All right, thank you, sir.
Why is Chad on edge?
Chad.
Chad's the guy from yesterday. Remember this?
I heard Chad this morning. A little bit of Chad on my drive-in. I listened to CNN on XM.
How great is that?
That's very cool. I'm able to, because I usually listen to 1010 Wins, get the local news and traffic and stuff. But when a national story happens, you could go right there to CNN or Fox News and catch some of that. And I was listening, and I heard
or
Chad.
NPR.
Ugh, stop
the
it.
monotone delivery of NPR.
Yeah.
No noise in the background.
No noise and lots of
dirt
pauses.
Lots of dirt from your home country in the back of your head and on your satin pillow as you do your broadcast.
My God. Every cabbie in New York City has to listen to NPR radio.
Unless they're listening to that goddamn music, whatever it is.
Colin had the best line ever. I wish it was him delivering it. But he says something that you get into a cab and the guy is listening to the best of clitoral circumcisions.
All right, if you're calling the program today, you got to use your porn name.
Porn name?
Yeah, use your porn names today.
That's right.
Just another wacky radio bit that radio shows do across America.
What is this?
Let's say hi to Eric. Eric, what's up?
Hey, boys.
Hey, Eric.
Hey, the thing that pissed me off with the hurricane coverage was yesterday on Fox, they're talking about the whole downtown area, the French Quarter, Canal Street, everything is underwater. And then they have the fucking press conference with the mayor and the governor, and they're saying, oh, yeah, Bourbon Street's dry, Canal Street's dry, the French Quarter's dry. I was waiting for one of the reporters to say, excuse me, but have you been listening to our coverage?
Yeah, they love extending disasters is what the news does. So even though they're not adding any new features really, any new fear features, they love making it sound like it's going to last for forever. And they don't love when the disaster ends. Like the second the water starts receding and going down, they won't want to report that. They'll be like, well, reports that part of the levee is weakening and it could burst, causing the whole area to reflood. Like they don't like saying, well, it's getting better.
I just saw a video on the news. I gotta step in here. The guy on the roof pointing at the fire.
Yeah.
The fire is out. It's been out for hours, maybe close to a day now, but they still show the footage of the guy on his roof pointing at the fire.
The Carlos Mencia looking guy.
Right.
Yeah.
So until they get other outrageous footage, they're going to keep showing the stuff they already have.
Like it's happening now.
Right. Yeah, because they don't. Yeah. The average viewer is looking up, going, "Oh my God, look at that poor guy on his roof, pointing at the fire." Well, that has passed. That one incident.
Right. Yes, sir.
But they'll continue showing that all day long.
You guys are talking about the gas. One of the biggest things, I've got a lot of friends who work refining and whatnot, and they said that is one of the biggest issues right now. Is refining capacity is down, and one of the local talk show hosts here in Denver yesterday was commenting that the oil and gas industry is bringing in more crude than they're refining.
Oh, yeah?
variation of something like 600,000 barrels a day.
Well, then why don't we get refineries cranking? That'd be more jobs.
Because the fucking environmentalists won't let us build
there
one.
You go.
They have been trying
there you
to build 5 refineries in Arizona for 3 years, and the environmental lobby has it tied up in court.
You know what, dude? I'll say the environmental lobby is irritating, but the big oil companies have really. There's so many other alternative ways to do this that
is there
not being.
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't think there are.
I think so.
At the point we're at in history, right here, maybe in the future, someday we'll have matter-antimatter generators, like in Star Trek. But right now, it's all about the Earl.
I'm all for the windmills.
Windmills, huh?
I want more windmill fields.
More than bird killers.
Covering the entire country in windmills might work.
Wow, that drive from, where is it? The drive from Phoenix, I guess, to the left coast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you pass through the windmill farms? Holy crap. It goes for, how many miles does that go for?
That's a lot.
Seriously, like 50, 60 miles?
That's a lot of miles of windmills.
Just massive, massive windmills.
Have you heard how many hundreds of thousands of birds are killed by those windmills every year?
Really? Fuck them.
It's funny, the environmentalists talk about how great windmills are, but at the same time, then they turn around and you have the animal rights groups say, well, yes, we derive power from the windmills, but the windmills are killing hundreds of thousands of birds per year who fly into the blade.
You know what I say? Pump the shit out of Alaska. Why not? Who goes up there? Laszlo. Laszlo's the only guy I know actually went to Alaska.
Hold on, there it is, right there. It's, making my point. Fox
the
News,
same fire.
Same exact fire from yesterday with the guy pointing at it from the rooftop. Stop!
Why do you need a devastating graphic when that's not what's happening right now?
That is not happening right now. That's the stuff we saw yesterday.
It probably wasn't even happening yesterday. It probably happened 2 days ago.
Yeah.
That's probably from another storm.
That might be from 1969.
Fox is really, really beginning to get under my skin. Pardon my French.
Ooh.
Just stop with the old footage. You got enough new footage to go with. Anthony, we got more Hurricane Katrina coverage here. Fox News talked to a homeboy. This is what one of our crack staff wrote down. Homeboy talks about anarchy in New Orleans.
Anarchy. Nice.
Joining me now live is a man, Aaron Age. You are 22 years old. You have walked here. You spent the night here on the concrete.
Right.
How frustrated is everyone? I understand there were fights overnight.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of fights. It's a lot of looting going on. It's a lot of stealing or whatever. People fighting or whatever. So a lot of people, emotions are running high. Our mayor Renegades have a plan on this kind of policing these incidents or whatever, but he doesn't.
Would you say there's anarchy in the city at this point?
It's bedlam out here. It's a lot of people that's going crazy. I want to say to people all across this country, look how we living. New Orleans is a place, it's called the Big East. It's a place of fun and having good times or whatever. And we have people that's looting and acting crazy because we're confused right now. We don't know what's going on out here. And our mayor's not telling us. We're just not getting any feedback.
Is this one of those situations where it's a desperate situation and people are taking desperate means to survive?
Right. Like you say, you take desperate methods for desperate situations or whatever. And people are doing whatever. Stealing, to looting, to robbing people. One girl got raped last night. It's crazy. And I want all kind of women to know across the country, this is what kind of stuff happens to you at hurricanes if you don't take the right kind of preventions to avoid this.
Well, we certainly have a lot of problems to fix here, and city leaders hopefully will resolve your plight as well as that of everyone else below us.
There you go. Some of the latest audio.
People get raped? That's what happens in hurricanes?
That hole in the levee is getting wider.
Seems to be getting wider, huh?
It certainly does. That's the big breach. You can see the water.
It looks like the water's almost even in height, though.
Hmm.
Or is that a big drop-off?
Yeah, I think that's a drop-off right there.
Yeah. Wow, man. Unbelievable.
Yikes. Jamo.
So go ahead. Well, that particular stretch of levee, that's the...
Why do we only get in one ear?
Breach. That is one of two large breaches that initially developed the day...
It's only in one ear.
It's only in one ear.
Sorry,
we got room... the room is speaking.
What happened? What?
No, sometimes you have to flip it back and forth real quick. It shorts out.
All right. Well,
is that what it is?
That's all we
try
have to
that.
do? All right. Well.
Monday night. Wow, this wasn't the big one that everyone feared. We got off easy once again. We narrowly averted a catastrophe once again, but then the next day, all of that water, all of that tidal rise that into Lake train saturated that section of levee so much so that it finally fell apart in two spots, that 17th Street section as well as at another section. However, the other section is now flowing properly. It's not leading more water into the city. However, as we all know, all night long, more and more water has been spreading block after block, rising higher and higher into the city. And at 10 p.m. last night, in a very somber news conference in Baton Rouge, state leaders predicted that by about right now, the city of New Orleans everywhere would be under 9 feet of water. It does not appear to be that is the case. Certainly not 9 feet deep around the Superdome. However, it is a crisis on this elevated bridge. As you can see, this materialized overnight in the dark. When we got here, we got up to this overpass that we're on. It was one of the most eerie scenes I have ever seen in my life. Peer over the edge and you look down and all of these people were sleeping. In fact, there were even more people here last night. It was body to body, little kids sleeping together, elderly men and women sleeping adjacent to each other, and people talking. You could barely tell they were humans. It was so dark. Remember, it's a blackout. There's no power in New Orleans, no electricity. Well, this is how desperate the situation has gotten. These are residents who had to evacuate their neighborhoods on the day after the hurricane when they thought they had escaped tragedy. Well, certainly 20 hours later, next thing you knew, water rising into their front door, into the windows, up to the ceiling. And so they have all walked here from miles around. And here is where they were, on concrete, an elevated overpass, hoping some National Guard trucks, like the ones we're seeing right there, will bring them into the Superdome. You can't walk into the Superdome right now. It's surrounded by 4 to 5 feet deep water. It's a moat around the Superdome, and there's about 15,000 people now inside the dome. The helipad you might be able to make out here on the edge of the Superdome, 2 Black Hawk helicopters with the Louisiana National Guard. This is where they land and drop off people they have rescued off of rooftops and in surrounding flooded areas. That number is now at 3,000, but as we speak, the search and rescue operation now in high gear. Back to you in New York.
All right, Phil.
Oh, my God.
Here's your update.
What are they going to do?
Oh, my God.
Nothing.
I didn't realize there were people still wanting to get into the Superdome. They're trying to get everybody out of it, and now people still have nowhere to go to get in.
Well, they don't know where to take the people that are already inside, and then there's more people that want to get inside because it's better than living on an overpass.
How many people can you fit on a cruise ship? Because they were talking about doing that.
A couple of thousand.
A couple thousand.
Yeah. A few thousand. Yeah. You could fit
How many
5,000.
cruise ships could you possibly get in that area?
Oh, you'd have to find a way to get people out, put them on trucks or whatever.
That's the hard part, is getting them out.
How about Royal Caribbean and all these other? They should each donate a ship for a month or whatever. I mean, it's a lot, but
You insane?
why not?
Because I'm taking a cruise in the spring, and I don't want my room mussed with.
Not the one you're on.
I'm a fancy person, and I need a fancy room.
Oh, people will be fighting over the suites. Yeah, that could get ugly.
Graffiti on the walls of my room.
I'm sure that wouldn't happen.
Let's go to Gene in Florida. Gene?
Yeah, what's up there?
Hey, Gene.
Hey, I just wanted to comment when the waters start receding, you were talking about the media, not having anything to go on. Then they'll be on to the bodies. Now we're going to go in and recover the bodies. That'll be the next bit there.
Yeah, they always go in those waves. Right now it's all about the flooding, and then afterwards it'll be about the body recoveries and then rebuilding and.
Exactly.
More than 100 reported dead in Mississippi. That number is so low, it's not even funny.
Oh,
that's all they're reporting right now. 100 people.
Hey, Gene.
It's going to be astronomical. Go ahead.
Were you in a, just because you have a name that goes for boy and a girl? Were you in an area of Florida that got hit or no?
I was in Fort Pierce. Yep, two times last year, or 3 times.
No, I mean with this storm though.
No.
Okay.
No, we just north of the one this year, but
all right.
Last year didn't even compare to what they're going through. What we had last year, it was not even close.
I felt bad for my sister. She lost her roof last year in one of the hurricanes in Florida, and that's
down here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nothing. I mean, you guys got hit with what, 5 in a row or something in the Orlando area.
If they get any weather down there now, it's just going to be a problem, a bigger problem.
Rain will be.
Tuna Can Charlie, what's up?
How you doing, guys?
Hey.
Happy birthday, Bird, Vagina Lips.
Thank you, TC.
Hey, I'm up in New Hampshire, and I got pissed off yesterday when I drove past my gas station, and the price of gas went up by 70 cents.
Overnight, 70 cents?
Overnight.
Wow.
Like the gas in their tank is suddenly more expensive. Like they're laughing. They are laughing at us.
By the way, I heard just on the same vein, I heard someone instant feedback me or instant message me last night that there was some hotel in Texas or a motel, a Comfort Inn. Again, I don't know if this is true. That went from $99 to $199. They were price gouging because these poor people are running out of. If that's the truth, I would love to know what their address is. I would love to give them a good plug on the air, and maybe people could look it up and call that Comfort Inn and make reservations. What scumbags! Jack your price up.
Say there's skinnies on the roof. There's skinnies on the roof.
Yeah, the Blackhawks coming in to rescue people.
All right, let's say hi to John in Jersey. John, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
I was just wondering when they were going to get to the important issues, like whether or not the New Orleans Saints are going to be able to go play in their stadium or what.
Probably not this year, man. They'll probably have to be displaced.
They're designing helmets with clothespins on the face masks so they can, no? Got a stink in there, right? Nothing?
G-Nan, it looks like, from Minnesota.
After that joke, we should have our headphones designed that way.
G-Nan, what's up?
We're just talking about the looting that's going on in New Orleans with stealing of the shoes.
Yeah, they're stealing shoes in New Orleans. Shoes. The Foot Locker down there got destroyed.
They took all my shoes and my glasses.
Yeah.
And you think they'd take water and food?
Well, they are. They're taking everything. They're saying on the news now that they cannot control the looting in the area. They just have pretty much given up on that point.
What'd you say they need to take what? I didn't hear you.
Water and food instead of shoes.
No, they got to take food, but it's a lot of places don't have food.
Or at least hip waiters.
Hip waiters?
Hip waiters.
Yeah.
Well, they only work in certain clubs.
Yeah, I was going over your numbers, and they're pretty sweet.
All right.
Over my numbers?
Where are you from?
Minnesota.
Okay, I thought so.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Take care. Would you like some food?
That is a dopey-ass accent.
That's horrendous. I would rather not eat than hear that.
Do you want some food? Shut up.
No, you ruined my appetite again. Congratulations. 2 weeks running.
Gonna take another angle here.
What, Opie?
The experts have hit the TV. The experts have hit the TV. Every disaster needs an expert.
Of course, they parade them out.
To help us through the feelings we're feeling.
The know-it-alls.
So here's a psychologist.
They're taking that angle with that expert? Because I've seen experts all day on engineering and disasters and
those
first
you can
aid.
understand.
But this is now a psychiatrist?
I would love it would be interesting if one of these news organizations interviewed someone to just explain how they even begin to rebuild. Yeah. How do you clear out this devastation? Where do you start?
You got the truck, you got the crane. What do you pick up first?
The dead fish and dead animals that are going to be... I mean, do you understand the rot?
Everywhere.
That's going to be the smell. I mean, that's because it's not like it's at least in October, November. I mean, it's August.
That's just amazing. Well, Georgia, the psychologist, was on the news this morning.
Ooh. The devastation caused by Hurricane Katrina has the whole nation reeling this morning.
With us to talk about it, best-selling author, psychologist, and Fox News contributor, Dr. Georgia Whitkin, the author of Stress Relief for Disasters, Great and Small, and certainly this would qualify as great. In fact, some are saying this could be the worst natural disaster we've dealt with. Yeah. You know, and when you see the range of emotions the survivors must go through, you know, it seems unbelievable. A lot of them feel thrilled that they were able to make it through, and now they're looking ahead to a future where everything they've known is gone.
Yeah, I mean, we say, how could they possibly survive? We're kind of built for disasters. That's part of what we've dealt with for, you know, millions of years. But what happens while they're in the midst of it, like now, is really a kind of emotional shock. You're an automatic pilot. You're saving your own life. You're not feeling pain. Literally a numbness that protects you and helps you move. The hardest part.
Literally a numbness?
I tell you one thing, she's insightful.
What an ass. And we've been dealing with disasters for millions of years? Excuse me. I think early man has been around for, maybe a million, right? Million.
I'd figure in the missing links, too. So
yeah.
It could be a little longer.
I don't think they're worried about disasters back then.
Yeah. They weren't building levees either.
No.
They're just running around trying to make fire. Natural disaster was good, stupid, because it burned things, and they would keep the fire.
It's warm.
Wow.
But now I want to hear more, though, because I'm not sure, because so far I've learned a lot.
Psychobabble.
That people are trying to save their own lives, which is interesting, because I thought people just kind of stood there like cows on fire.
Waiting.
She's good.
They got to get rid of the experts on TV. They add nothing to the discussion.
Unless, like you said, it's a physical expert on how to build something or an engineer.
Yeah, exactly.
Move. The hardest part is what happens right after.
Oh, really?
Once you've been rescued and your life is devastated. That is absolutely the hardest part. What happens is, number one, you're overwhelmed by what lies in front of you.
This is why I like her, because, do you understand, until she said that, I always thought the hardest part was 2 weeks prior. But apparently, it's right after disaster strikes, things are hard.
And then you're overwhelmed.
When you realize, because I remember a friend and I were talking, and he said, what do you think happens when everything in your life is taken away? And I said, you probably don't feel much.
No.
And according to her, you're overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed. So
I stand corrected.
I thought you'd go search out a carnival.
I'm going to the fair.
Right. Is there a street fair that I could go to?
You're overwhelmed, okay.
I mean, no homes, no community, etc. Number two, there's no routine to give you any stabilization to help you to predict what's coming next. So your body still feels like there's an emergency, and fight and flight, the adrenaline is pouring, and there's nothing you can do with it right now, except perhaps be in a shelter. Number three, there is exhaustion. You've saved yourself, you've gotten out of danger, you've gathered your family, hopefully everybody's safe, but there's really such exhaustion, and yet your brain is still on alert and your body's still on alert. And survivor's guilt, you've heard it. What that means is, as you said, Steve, you feel lucky to be alive.
Well,
on the other
no
hand,
shit,
too
right?
guilty about those.
I saw you looking for it. I'm like, I'll save you the time.
I know, that's exactly the one I was
Well,
looking
no
for.
shit, Sherlock. Wow. Jesus.
I don't know, but she was saying number 3.
Has anyone learned anything yet?
I was still looking for 1 and 2. I haven't heard 1 and 2 yet, and she's looking for number 3.
Yeah. I backed up a little bit.
She says you get a little
You
sleepy.
feel lucky to be alive. On the other hand, too guilty about those that have been lost to really have any kind of enjoyment.
Wait, can you just stop that? Can you rewind it at this dog shit reporter in the background who went, oh, like the exasperated, commiserating sigh?
The guilt of the...
Listen to this phony.
As you said, Steve, you feel lucky to be alive. On the other hand, too guilty about those that have been lost to really have any kind of enjoyment.
The loss,
Compassionate reporter.
The loss, remember.
Where's my coffee?
Great loss.
Great loss.
Have any kind of enjoyment. And that's for years. Everything I'm saying goes on for years, because the brain keeps reviewing the images you've seen to try to help you digest it, which also means it's disrupting sleep. And last but not least...
Last but not least.
Hopefully it wouldn't be least, because in this little grouping, least is really insignificant.
And I hope everybody's listening very carefully to this.
All right.
Very carefully.
Hey, in there. Wake up.
Wake up.
Headphones on, boy.
She said carefully.
We're all going to listen carefully.
Listen, everybody.
She's an expert, God damn it.
And I hope everybody's listening very carefully to this. Very soon, the nation will move on. There may be money allotted, but the huge outpouring now and the presence of all of the support system.
I listened very carefully. Very money, the soon shall move on.
She didn't say that, did she? I wasn't listening that closely.
She might as well have.
I was... Wait, can you play that? I was so nervous I heard it wrong. I don't understand. Very money, the soon shall nation. I tried listening carefully. I couldn't do it.
There's so much pressure to listen carefully.
Ben is trying to listen carefully, but the poor little fella can't get the headphones over that Easter Island skull of his. Just take 2 separate headsets and hold one from each on there.
Old Biloxi hair.
Ben is wondering why he's walking to work and there's National Guard helicopter circling his head.
Don't.
Oh, was he not helpful this morning? All right, listen, we want to get some people from New Orleans on the phone. Yeah, Tom's probably really hot. All right, good. Hey, Jim, what's that call me?
Tom's dead, dude.
Oh.
What an ass.
He really is retarded. Do you know how awful he'd be in a crisis like this? Trying to find a dry surface to dump white powder onto.
Dude, you got flying mirrors and razor blades. Help me out.
Oh, my God.
Wow. All right, I backed it up because we got to listen closely again.
I hope everybody's listening very carefully to this. Very soon, the nation will move on. There may be money allotted, but the huge outpouring now and the presence of all of the support systems will be gone. There'll be other disasters. The nation will move on, and these people will still be repairing for years, and they'll be doing it as they feel alone.
Right. Forget about you.
Yeah, she does make a good point because, like,
she does
in a way because Fox, CNN, they're all covering it like it's the biggest thing, and they're showing that they're caring and really concerned with what's going on down there. If news breaks on the wire that we caught Osama bin Laden, this whole thing goes away immediately.
Yeah,
absolutely immediately, showing that in the end they don't give a flying fuck.
No.
I feel bad for people. It's like just sucks to lose everything, all your shit, your personal, irreplaceable. Ugh, fuck, man.
That is huge.
Your trophies, your phone, whatever it is that you keep, you're not just
all your personal items.
The reality is, though, we all have just junk.
No, I know, but there's some
Do
stuff.
you really have anything that matters that much?
Just shit that says, "Hey, I'm here, and I was here. I've existed."
Stuff I fight the urge to throw away.
That stuff.
Even your photos. No one looks at their photos.
Need your photos.
I do, Opie.
You never go through.
You go through your photo albums.
You never go through at family functions and go,
please.
"Look, remember?"
Maybe once a year tops. Maybe.
Yeah, that's what they're there for.
Maybe.
I look at my photos. You think I don't want to see my picture with 50 Cent or any of these other celebrities?
Very important to you. That would devastate you.
Lloyd Banks, maybe? Some other G-Unit members?
Your collection of celebrity photographs.
I actually have to put that on a server. Somebody has inspired me to do it.
Let's get back to the expert.
Somebody.
You know, you're right.
This is very important.
This is what a self-centered ass I am. We're talking about a disaster in New Orleans, and I've somehow turned it into I have to save my celebrity photos.
Right.
I'm a fool and an ass.
Hey, Paul Anka. Paul Anka's on ABC.
The residents get relief.
There's that band he pitched at.
Just want to live while I'm alive.
What a ham.
It's my life.
Oh, he's pretty good.
He sounds really good.
Damn. You got to give it to him.
And
That band better play good.
All right.
I'm holding up my part of the bargain.
He was belting out of tune.
He was. Old school.
Yeah. Talking about being alive, that's a good choice of music today.
Well, maybe people
alone.
Right.
He doesn't
care.
care.
You know, I'm sure just like that man right there waving the towel or waving the shirt, he feels alone. When's one of those helicopters going to pick me up? For the people who are still inside of New Orleans, who did not get out, it's almost as if they're trapped because they don't have, you know, there is no food inside.
That's right.
And so then when you hear a story about the looting, where people have broken into the Winn-Dixie and they're ransacking the store, or you see these people, you know, there are a lot of stories and a lot of pictures of people walking off with Rolexes and shoes and groceries and everything else. But there's just, you know, at some point, you suddenly, I'm sure those people are saying, look, I'm not stealing, I'm surviving.
That's very interesting. I think some of them really know very clearly they're stealing.
Yeah.
But this is what happens in situations where you lose structure.
Yeah.
You know, this is part of human history. When the structure is gone and the routine is gone and the police are busy, there's a feeling of that you are anonymous. It's almost as if people feel like no one's going to see them, everyone's busy doing their own thing.
Look at these pictures.
I'm sure there's a lot of people also that feel like there's no one's going to help them but themselves at this point. because there seems to be no capacity, right now to help everyone.
And I think what we're going to find is that there are going to be stories of how people helped each other. That's going to be touching and breathtaking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dr. Georgia Wicken, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
How about this, Dr. Georgia? Thanks for nothing. Thanks for no insight.
Thanks for nothing.
Nothing. No insight. Nothing extra there. Nothing learned.
I'd rather fucking sit in a Volkswagen and listen to Eric rave about Florida morning radio shows. Oof. What was that one you loved so much?
Ooh. What was it again?
Ooh.
Ooh, the fiasco.
Ooh,
the fiasco.
Ooh.
Do they call themselves the morning fiasco? Because it's all zany and crazy.
Opie, it's just the fiasco.
This whole thing's a fiasco. Ooh, the fiasco.
Let's say hi to Wendy. I guess she's calling from Louisiana. Wendy?
Yeah, hey.
What's going on, Wendy?
Nothing, I was just calling because I heard you talking about people in Louisiana, you want them to call, and so I'm not in New Orleans, but I'm involved with the relief effort in northeast Louisiana. We're about 2 miles west of Jackson, Mississippi, and it's just, we have like 1,700 people in our civic center down here, and I've just been out there almost 24/7.
Well, we got us a crusader.
You got the XM down there, huh?
Oh, yeah, I love you guys. I've never called in, but you guys are awesome.
Oh, thanks. Well, what can you tell us that we haven't heard yet?
Well, the thing I've noticed mostly is yesterday when I was there, people were, just kind of loud and obnoxious and having fun. And it seemed like yesterday when they heard most of the news about New Orleans, they're just getting really down. It was really quiet yesterday. That was about the worst. And they're just, I think, kind of realizing now that they are pretty much lost everything.
You know what they need? They need some... When the saints go marching in. Right? Don't they do that at funerals in New Orleans? They're a real up event. You get the horns, and it just makes it sound happy. There we go. Hey, New Orleans, how you doing this morning? This is for you. Yeehaw, we're having fun. Come on, throw the beads. Show us your tits, New Orleans. Come on.
I think
drink.
Put a WOW sticker on.
Yeah. We're up on the balconies. Because you'll drown if you're not. Show those tits. Show your tits. Show your tits. Yay! You know something? They'll be back to doing that next Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
I'm convinced. The first thing they're going to do is make sure that whole area is fine and dandy.
Well, tourism is a huge part of that city.
And
make
people
sure
will
the
go
bridges,
see it.
airports, everything to get people in is taken care of. Yeah. And the outskirts, the houses, everything like that, you take your time with that. Just make sure we get tits. Don't make a maniac out of me. We get the tits. New Orleans gets tits.
Wendy?
Yeah.
What else you got to add?
I was just going to tell everybody out in the news, thank you for making it sound like we were never going to see New Orleans again and scaring the shit out of us.
Well,
it's not.
Doesn't look good.
Yeah, it's
the news was more accurate than normal.
Yeah,
yeah, no doubt. At first, we didn't think it was going to happen, but now it is kind of sinking. But anyway, happy birthday, Jimmy. Punching out.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
All right.
Bye.
Let's say hi to Bob in Putnam Valley. Bob, what's up?
Bob.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, Bob?
How you doing today?
All right.
Hey, I want to know where all these guys, these third world countries that were calling us cheapskates during the tsunami. Where the hell are they now?
Yeah. The United States never gets any help. We're considered too rich to get help from the rest of the world.
You know what? We don't want their dirty foreign workers in here. We can take care of it ourselves. We don't need them. They need us. We don't need them.
Not even words of
Sri
support
Lanka
or anything.
Write a hurricane song.
Well, have there been any words of support? I mean, maybe there have been. We just haven't seen them. I mean,
I watched the news all day. I didn't hear no Jacques Chirac say, "We will help you."
We're pompous asses, though. These disasters happen all over the world, almost every week. Let's say.
Yeah.
You know, we read it in our papers like, that's too bad.
People say good.
That earthquake took out thousands of lives. That stinks.
But as a country, we're always there with money and manpower.
Right.
Always. We're the first dumbbells to line.
All right, we got some heartbreaking audio here. Ooh, we were talking about this morning. The man losing his wife in the hurricane.
Oh.
I think even the reporter was crying in this one. She was getting choked. It was awful.
This is brutal.
Crying like a grandmother.
She was really not happy.
Absolutely brutal.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm not doing good.
What happened?
The house just split in half.
Your house split in half?
Right here on Hollingham, Bayview. We got up in the roof.
Wow. That's awful.
Man. Oh, boy, that reporter really kept her composure.
I know. It's good to see them, though. They never act like human beings.
No, they really don't. Wow. That's pretty tragic.
That was brutal.
Yikes.
So
they're on the roof, and the house just came apart.
Yeah.
Just busted apart, and couldn't hold on to her. Yeesh.
What about the people that went up to the attic and had no ways of, punching a hole?
Punching a hole, yeah, that's what they're saying, too. People that climbed into the attics, no way to punch a hole into the roof, and the water came up into the attic. And they're going to find a bunch of drowned people in the attics.
Or suffocated because the air can't get in.
Yeah. It's done.
It's an awful death.
Should have fucking left when they told you.
Were there any places that got actually covered with water, like the houses got covered? Did it go up that high in places?
Yeah. Completely covered.
Completely, man. A lot of these people didn't have a means to leave.
Walk. Get out.
Start walking.
Whatever.
In the rain.
Steal a car. I don't know. Get your ass out of this. Somebody, you do something. You do whatever it takes to get you, and especially if you got a family, get you and your family the hell out of there. That's all. Leave.
The problem is if you got no money, there's just nowhere to go. If you got no cash. For me, I would just book a first-class ticket if it was available.
You get a limo. Takes you to the airport.
Right.
You go to the Continental.
Well, they have
You get the first class. You board first.
Of course.
And you're having a drink while you're waiting to leave.
Yeah.
That's it. It's easy.
Well, that's actually an important point because it's kind of a parody of the silliness of saying just leave. There really is. Some people can't leave. They're just kind of fucked. What do you do?
I don't know. I'm saying if you have a family, you leave.
You figure out
you
something.
You get the hell
or try to figure out
out of there. At least get out of the bowl that they're talking about that is New Orleans.
What if you got the old grandma? Now what?
Put her in a shopping cart and wheel her ass out of the bowl.
Actually, I saw one family do something similar.
See?
Old grandma in the middle of the boat. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. Seriously, though, if you got the older relatives, the sick...
Guy in a wheelchair? What are you doing? Fucking wheelchairs with hooked up to IVs and stuff.
You gotta leave.
How are you gonna leave?
Whatever. What? You just go. Well, those people, you don't. They die. It's called...
You're talking about the people that
It's like the old limping zebra out on the plains of the Serengeti. He's gonna buy it. When all the little zebras poke their head up and go, uh-oh, lion, and they start running, and that little limping one is limping, yeah, he's buying it.
Because you have problems on each and every front there.
Every single front simultaneously and in a very wide geographic area, which is one of the things that makes this particularly challenging. It's almost in many cases worse than the typical hurricane that is much more concentrated in the area that's devastated, so the ability to get help from the outside,
a lot of raw
from everything from fresh water to medical help, is usually much more easy than this particular situation is.
The problems with sewage, start with that. Because of the way New Orleans is built, and really any city that gets flooded, sewage automatically is going to start flowing right into the city, right down the city streets.
Exactly. So you have, first of all, people exposed immediately to raw sewage, which the sewage treatment plants, of course, are not working because the power is down. And secondly, you have sewage contaminating the water supply. So you not only have the danger of the sewage itself, but also the sewage contaminating the water supply, and thirst and the need for water is one of the primary needs that must be fulfilled as quickly as possible.
People will drink dirty water.
People will drink dirty water.
If they get thirsty enough. What about, we heard this...
Oh, God. This is going to get so much worse before it starts getting better.
When I was young, I played behind a Krauser's in New Brunswick with my buddy. I was like 13.
Yeah.
Just, frolicking in the water because it was hot. And I drank a whole bunch of it, but I didn't realize that it was coming out of like one of those giant concrete...
Big cement
It was sewage. And that night, I just walked into my living room and vomited on the rug. I couldn't even stop it. It's awful.
Drank sewage as a child.
A lot of it. I was thirsty.
What are you, stupid?
I didn't know it was sewage.
What a dopey little kid.
I don't know.
You're just drinking water from this
creek behind a Krauser's.
A creek? In Jersey?
Yeah.
Good job.
I really shouldn't have done that.
Hey, go back to Fox. They had a story about looters going through the slot machines looking for change.
Oh, at the casinos?
At the casinos.
That's the place.
They don't really know what to do with this coverage. It's like, New Orleans underwater, but Mississippi just completely destroyed, or Biloxi, whatever.
Team coverage, Opie. They're all over.
They're trying.
There's a few open gas stations.
All right.
But how long are the lines?
Speaking of gas, we got a little Bush action here.
Bush.
President Bush is returning early from vacation today to deal with the aftermath of Katrina, and the White House says one of his first orders of business will be to approve the release of some oil from the nation's strategic petroleum reserves. An Energy Department spokesman says companies hit hard by the storm have already sought loans of crude oil from the reserve, a supply of oil kept in case of national emergency. The release was approved by energy officials last night, and the president will address it with a White House task force when he returns to Washington around 4 p.m. today. At least 8 Gulf Coast refineries in the path of the storm have shut down or reduced operations, taking out anywhere from 8 to 10% of the nation's production capacity. It could take weeks or even months before some are fully operational again. Experts say the refineries' loss of power is a problem, but the flooding is the biggest obstacle. The Coast Guard says its crews have spotted sunken platforms and oil rigs in the waters. It's dispatching hazmat teams to deal with related oil and chemical spills, but says its primary focus remains on the search and rescue effort.
How about this? How about loaning them crude oil? How about just fucking giving it to them? Like instead of forgiving foreign debt, $30 billion to get some scumbag third world shithole of a country to agree with one of your dumb overseas policies. How about just giving away some fucking oil to people who pay taxes here? It's enraging.
It certainly is. Done nothing to help drive down these fuel costs. And now it's even worse. $70 a barrel.
That's insane.
Jesus, when they were talking about, will oil go over $40 a gallon? Or a gallon.
A
barrel.
Right.
40. Whew.
Could those filthy Saudis help us a little bit?
No.
Of course they won't.
Yeah, their asses are smooched with all the time by Bush, and nothing. And they do nothing. They're huge over there in OPEC. Just do something. Raise production. Pump out more oil.
How about some help, scumbags? Because we're the only things preventing the fucking House of Saud from being overthrown.
Yeah.
Is the fact that I think we also protect their nuclear weapons, too. I know we do in Pakistan. We kind of guard their nukes so the radicals can't get them.
Bastards. You get nothing in return from
nothing.
Animals.
And it's not just Bush. I mean, it's all politicians. It's all, every American official on that level is tied into those creeps.
All right, let's say hi to Pete in Wisconsin. Pete?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Let's go, Pete.
I was listening to you guys talking about these poor people, and, I was watching it last night with my wife, and this guy's talking about his wife dying, and that's sad, but, I turned to her and I said, look, I don't care how, we have means, we could get in our car and drive away, but I know the police were supposedly going through these neighborhoods saying, get the hell out of here. And what I don't get is, if these people walked up, they had about, a day and a half to knowing it was coming there?
Yeah.
If they have that much warning, aren't there buses and shit you can get on and go? I don't think it's just a matter of the cops are just going to leave them there if they say, hey, I don't have a car.
Just to play devil's advocate, let me ask you, if say you're poor, a lot of people in New Orleans are broke, man. You got no money, you got 4 or 5 kids and a couple of babies. Where you have no, your credit is shit. You got no money. Where do you go? Are we gonna get on a bus in go to where?
Don't they have those camps? Didn't that chick just call you from that thing where they were splitting people up?
I think that's a post-disaster thing. I don't know, but
I don't know. Hey, Opie.
Yeah.
I want you to listen clearly on something. I want to tell you something.
I so knew that was coming.
Yeah, it was coming. I thought he was actually going to fart into the phone, which would have been kind of funny.
Exactly. We could have had erections around the studio.
They got just a ton of footage of the looting now. That's the big thing they're going with. And I'm just thinking, where are they bringing all this stuff?
To dry ground to eat it if it's food, but I don't know about the merchandise that they're stealing. Yeah. Question coming in. People want to know, a couple of people have instant feedback this. If drinking the sewage was an initiation to get into the Lords, Jimmy.
No.
No?
That was after, I think, my Lords thing, when I decided to settle my life down. Here's what happened with the Lords. A couple of the guys were going to build the fort, and Frank, who's now a cop, and I went to buy the letters that were going to go on the outside of the door so we didn't have to do any of the heavy lifting. We were looking for, like, gold L's
Of
and
course,
O's.
those letters that people use on their mailboxes, the Johnson family, something like that. And you were looking for LORDS.
Yeah.
So you can put it on the outside of the fort so that if a rival gang came and saw the fort, they would know, don't knock here.
Don't mess with the
Don't
This
mess
is the
with the
Lord's
Lord's
turf.
Right.
Everyone get your cocks out.
You're a jet all the way from your first day to
Yeah, it's the Lord's.
When you're a jet,
You were going to put that cheesy stick-on letters?
No, probably the good ones that go on the front door.
Oh, those.
The big Lords.
Oh, like the metal ones that you
Yeah.
got to tack in with the little nails?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then you were tough.
We weren't playing games.
No.
All right, we got to go to Ohio. Mark?
And if you, by the way, excuse me, if you came from a rival gang and wanted to get into the Lord's clubhouse, all you had to do was walk in. Because we weren't going to do shit.
Of course not.
Yeah, here we got some extra chips.
Mark, what do you want to add to this discussion today?
I agree with Anthony. I'd say I don't care if my wife had to blow a cab driver to get me out of town.
Oh, you crapped out just at your punchline.
I just was going to say, I don't care if my wife had to blow a cab driver to get me out of town.
That was his punchline.
I thought he had something else after that.
It's kind of a hindsight thing, too, you know?
648 killed, 322 injured in a stampede. Where was that?
That was in Iraq.
Okay, look at
It was in Baghdad at a bridge across the Tigris. Somebody decided to yell that there was a suicide bomber in the crowd. So a few hundred people decided to stampede each other to get off the bridge, and some of them fell into the water. Others were trampled.
600 dead? How many people were standing there?
There had to be a lot of people on that bridge.
Let's go to Mary on Long Island. Mary.
Hi.
Mayor.
Yes?
Go ahead, Mary.
I was upset because I went to the XM site and I couldn't find your phone number. And I finally found it on Whack Bag written on a toilet seat that Jeeb had posted.
Jeeb. Well, at least when you go to the XM website, we're on the front page there, right?
Gotta be.
No, you're not.
Wow.
Not
what
when
a
I
surprise.
Can someone go to xmradio.com and just check?
Why?
No, you're
Why?
not.
You're supposed to be positive today. That cabbie gave you that positive thing this morning.
Click on his icon in your head.
Yeah, click on the icon.
I am,
please.
and I realized I'm only wishing cancer on certain people instead of AIDS.
No, you weren't on the front page. I couldn't find your phone number
Oh,
anywhere.
let me see. Oh,
So
this must be.
Whack Bag,
Right there it is.
Jeeb.
So, Mary, what do you got?
Nothing. I just, I was trying to respond to a comment pages ago. I mean, like a long time ago. So, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
But I'll call you again. But now that I have your phone number, thanks.
They have on the front page, and could you scroll down a little?
Yeah.
They have a disaster relief thing, which is great, which is obviously very important.
Yes.
And under that, it just says XM Online now included with your subscription, because that's more important to have, I guess. That's going to sell more.
Then programming. Well, we got Major League Baseball.
Of course.
U.S. Open.
Excellent.
Phil Collins on Live at XM.
Cool.
And Big Ten Conference, Pac-10, ACC.
Cool.
College football, XM Cafe.
I wonder what Sirius has on their homepage.
Oh, all right.
Let's go to Big Dick Daddy. Big Dick Daddy, what's up?
Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
Jimmy.
I'm right here.
Your little thing about the poor people, this and that, if they can't get out. I'm with Anthony, man. Fucking survival of the fittest.
Dude, look, there are people that wanted to get out. There are people that just didn't heed the warning. And I'm just saying that I'm sure that there are people that just couldn't do it because they have nothing. Because this is not Beverly Hills, dude. A lot of people there have shit.
No
We've
shit,
been there.
They have nothing. They produce nothing. They're living off the fucking system.
That's
survival
awful,
of the
dude.
fittest.
Stop.
If you don't have a fucking job, and I'm supporting you, you know what kind of great loss is it if you've got nothing?
What are you talking about, dude? What are you
You're
talking?
saying these people that have nothing, they don't have a house, they're living on the street. Nobody gives a shit about the homeless people in New York City.
That's not true. A lot of people give a shit about. First of all, dude, hold on. Well, hold on. You're wrong. Let me correct you. Do you live in New York?
No, yes, Buffalo.
Okay, New York City, not Buffalo. You don't live in New York. You live in southern Canada. So stop it.
Oh, Jimmy.
Stop. That's ridiculous what you're saying. It's ridiculous. How much do you make a year? You make $300,000-$400,000 a year?
No, I make about $125.
Okay, so you're in pretty good shape. So you have no empathy for somebody that makes 12 or 13 grand a year, which a lot of these people make, or 15 grand a year? They're below the poverty line.
No, those fucking people can get out of the city. It's the people that don't.
No, a lot of them couldn't, dude. A lot of them couldn't.
They got 2 feet. I'm with Anthony, man. Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, you're right. They should. They should have just walked out. You're right. I guess that's the way to do it. When you got 4 kids and a couple of babies and a sick grandmother, you got 2 feet. That's everybody just walk 35 to 40 miles to what? I don't know. We have no money, but we'll get a hotel, all 8 of us. I mean, I know what you're saying. You got to do what you got to do, but some people just couldn't do it. What an ass. And $125,000 in Buffalo, that's like $8 million anywhere else in the city.
Really? Oof. I lived there. You're right. You're right. Let's get out.
From Whackbag? What's your online name, you fuck? Anthony, did you sing I'm Leaving on a Jet Plane after 9/11 to make you feel better? I realize it's just a joke, but where are the 9/11 jokes? When Jimmy isn't willing to make jokes about it, maybe you should follow his lead. First of all, what joke was made? What joke? And what was I singing? The When the Saints Come Marching In? That's a funeral. They play that at funerals in New Orleans. That's the point I was making. What jokes are being made here that are inappropriate? You asshole. And then he goes, New York, New York, a hell of a town. We have buildings crashing to the ground. LOL.
Why don't you call in with that? Just
I have no idea what you're even talking about. And Jimmy isn't willing to make jokes. What jokes isn't he making, and which ones am I making? And what are you talking about? I love these people that instant feedback and think we have any clue as to what you even mean. What jokes are being made?
When you played The Saints Go Marching In, it was said as in they play it at funerals. It's what they do when they're bummed out.
Stop it. What
in,
a tool. It's people that just sit there on the edge, on eggshells, waiting for an excuse to jump in and say, you motherfuckers. And by the way, 9/11, we played I don't know how many 9/11 tribute songs from these schlep fuck-ass musicians trying to capitalize on it and goofed relentlessly on it. Is that joking about it? Why not? Oh, we were goofing on the musician, but it was still making light of the situation. Don't try to inform us as to what we could, couldn't, are or aren't goofing on. What an asshole! Give me your screen name on Whackbag, you douche.
Like, look at this picture in New York Newsday. There's a bunch of people walking in what is almost waist-high water.
Yeah.
And it's like they have, let's see, a little kid, and the woman's holding a baby, and there's another little kid, and I don't know how many, this might be one family, let's say 2, 4, let's say 8 or 9 of them. This is the deep south, okay? People just bang. Not where the fuck are these people? How are they getting out of town? Hey, that guy said, just tell the cop you don't have any means. Hey, officer, there's 9 of us. Can you take us about 60 miles to another place where the hurricane won't hit?
The cops even said on TV they were overwhelmed. They didn't even know what to do.
Of course.
They've said they've never seen anything like this, and it was like walking around in a third world country.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I'm banning Scott. Let me see. Ban. Not going to tell me not to. Good.
No, because I'm sick of those asses myself.
Asshead.
Ban.
He banned you.
You make a good point. These people that supposedly are fans, but wait for that moment where we fuck up a word.
Just wait.
Or where we're not funny or something, and then they start a whole thread. How awful something is. Go fuck yourself.
And then John from Denver saying, I think the dude meant when you were saying, show us your tits, etc. Dude, mark my fucking words. That will be happening at Mardi Gras next year. Mark my words. They will absolutely be ready for Mardi Gras to make money, and people will be shouting, show us your tits. It's human nature. This is how things happen.
There will actually be. I tell you, the element of tourism is the one thing that guarantees New Orleans is probably going to bounce back because people are going to go down there for Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
And people are going to want to go down, and people have a weird desire to do good things sometimes. As much as people are creeps, but especially if they know it's safe, people will go, we got to support New Orleans this year and go down and fucking drink and be animals. And people, Mardi Gras, I guarantee you this year will be an absolute mob scene.
Yeah.
More so than normal.
People treating me like Rick Delgado or something.
Why? A hat right on your head.
Let's say hi to Dirty Joe.
Anthony's wearing a hat.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, little Jimmy.
Hey.
I've been watching all this Fox News footage, and like you guys were saying, they're going with the whole looting thing now.
I lost my little thing. I can't concentrate until I find it.
Hold on, sir. Opie lost something.
That's a problem.
Opie, what did you lose?
You'd better find it, or we might as well all just go home.
Things won't be the same. What was it?
Oh,
I guarantee you.
What is it? The tip of the cap from his pen.
Yeah.
But not even the thing.
Not even the cap.
No.
Not even
the little metal.
Up the thing.
So this translates, by the way, what he lost? Nothing. It was of no importance.
It was important in my messed up
brain.
brain.
Oh, he would have looked for it till.
All right, sorry. Sorry, Dirty Joe. Go ahead. I got my little thing back.
All the looting that they're focusing on now, and all the news channels, Fox News, MSNBC, and all that. And all this footage, I'm watching it over and over, and there's only one question that keeps popping into my mind. Where are the white people at?
White people?
I mean,
what?
Yeah. You can
looting?
You can make all the jokes you want, but we've been down there. It's predominantly black.
Right. Black
downtown, especially downtown New Orleans.
And believe me, if a little white town got hit, they'd loot.
And there was some Italian-looking guy with his hat on backwards being kicked out of a store by a cop. Literally, the cop kicked him out of one of the broken doors. There are white people looting.
He looks Mexican.
No, they're not. And can I just say one other thing?
Wait, hold on, dude, what do you mean, no, they're not? Are you saying that in this situation they're not, or that white people would loot?
Dirty Joe, seriously, have you been down there?
No, I have never been down
It's pretty much at least 80% black downtown.
In certain areas it is, yeah.
I'm not surprised. I mean, I was just saying, I mean, it's pretty bad that something like this happened, and that's what they're trying to do.
Oh.
It's just,
what?
Steal, whatever you want to call it.
We all think we're above what you're seeing on TV. No fucking way. If it happened to us, white, black, yellow, blue, you're gonna do what it. All of a sudden, your animal instincts are gonna kick in.
You're grabbing food.
You're gonna be jumping into supermarkets looking for water, what have you. And if you see the opportunity to possibly take a pair of sneakers or something, you're doing it.
Look at the way mob scenes happen. Most people in mob scenes are normal people. But when a mob just, you know what I mean? People act weird with a mob mentality, man.
You guys have done great with the hurricane, man. You got to joke about some things. You just got to know the line, and you guys obviously know the line.
We're getting
especially after being fired twice.
We're getting it. We're hitting this story from all sorts of angles. I mean,
You have to. I mean, you guys, now that you're on XM, you've got totally different kinds of audience. I mean, you got totally different members of your audience now. You got to hit it from every angle.
I think there are some douchebags that hear us talking about the hurricane and then hear us laughing our ass off at Jimmy talking about the cab ride in and think we're laughing at the hurricane. Or I make a joke about Ben's hair looking like a hurricane, went through it, and it's like, dude, stop it, man. Shut up.
It's just annoying as a true fan. Like I said, I've been with you guys since day one at NEW. I emailed you guys while you guys were off the air. You guys were really cool about emailing back. That just made me even more of a fan and go, get XM specifically to listen to you guys.
Right.
It's just annoying, and I wish people would just, if they're going to listen to the show, listen to it, enjoy it. If you're not liking what they're doing, change the fucking channel.
All right.
It's that simple.
Thank you, Dirty Joe.
All right, guys, later.
All right, let's say hi to Stan in Tennessee. Stan, what's up?
I was just going to agree with Jimmy. I have a 5.5-month-old, and if this happened where I live, I'd be looting, trying to get diapers, baby food, whatever.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do.
Anybody would loot.
I really believe none of us is above actually looting if the opportunity is there and you're that desperate.
And I'm not justifying stealing Rolexes and sneakers and that kind of shit.
No, I don't justify it, but I'm telling you, I think more people would in that position would do it. It's simple as that.
I'm a pussy. I'm not the guy that throws the rock through the window. But I'll be in there after.
Absolutely.
I don't break the window, but if the window's broken and there's some shit in there, I'm grabbing.
And I'm such a bad liar. If a cop is like, what do you do? I'd be like, oh, no, I thought it was open. That would be my acting.
Yeah.
No, I thought the store was open. Wasn't it open?
All right, Stan.
No, I thought the lights
All
were
right, man,
open.
punch it out.
Thank you, buddy.
I bought this last week. I was returning it.
Oh, officer.
Let's go to Jason in Louisiana. Jason.
What's up, O-Name?
What's
up, Giggle Pudding?
Hey.
Hey, I got an update for you on some people in the shelter.
Yeah, man.
There was one relatively nice lady that went to a porta potty to brush her teeth, dropped her toothbrush in the toilet, and wanted to reuse it. Came back, asked for some rubbing alcohol to clean the toothbrush off, and wanted to reuse the toothbrush.
Dude, why would she be brushing her teeth over the toilet?
because the other toilets, well, I don't know.
Why not a
regular
sink?
Bathrooms with the mirrors weren't open.
I don't know.
All right, I'm moving on. Let's go to Kevin in Pennsylvania.
That is bullshit.
Kevin.
Hey, yeah, I was just saying, I think a lot of people maybe didn't leave because all the fear-mongering that was going on in the media. Every week they've been hearing about this storm or hearing about this, and they build everything up. When the media built this one up for them, they just thought it was another time getting hyped and didn't realize how devastating it really was going to be.
No, I think, I don't know. I think the majority of people still believe what they see on TV.
Yeah.
As the word of God.
Word of God.
All right, guys, keep up the good show.
You would like to think that most people out there can see through the bullshit, but I don't think so.
You know what clip we need, by the way?
I got people in my family that just buy this shit as it rolls off the TV. I'm like, come on, it's so obvious what they're doing here. Don't you see this? Says cops were looting, saw looting firsthand. Let's go to Alan and
taking food and things like that.
Alan.
That they needed. Yes, sir.
Who are you talking to?
He just started his conversation before we picked up the phone.
You're talking to your pal there?
Yeah, I'm about 20 miles outside New Orleans. I've seen the looting and all that, and there's some bozos stealing TVs and so forth, that kind of thing, but 90% of the people are just taking and things they need, food, and items, just to get by or what have you. Walmart opened up one of their stores there and just told everybody to help themselves, and that was literally, on a need.
Right.
Obviously I'm okay, so I didn't take up on that, but these people are, desperate. Given that situation, I don't care who you are, you're gonna lose.
I think so. All right.
You're gonna lose. We got communications towers down there, and I'm in place just waiting to be able to asset damage to these towers. We can't go nowhere. Nothing we could do. People had cell phone coverage for a while because all that stuff runs on battery backup, but that stuff is puttered out. All the batteries are shot, so that's why people can't communicate.
Right. All right, Alan. Hang in there, all right?
All right, man.
We got a problem with Frank for some reason. Frank, what's up?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Millionaires. I wanted to find out how much the caring millionaires are donating to the Red Cross.
Ah.
I don't know
if you guys care so much on the air. It's pretty obvious.
Hey, Frank, none of your fucking business.
All right, well, tough guy, if you're going to play on the air like you give a shit and you complain about gas prices so high and we're going to identify...
So we should just blurt out, we should just self-servingly blurt out what contributions we're making? Is that what we should do, Frank?
Frank, what is your point? I'm not sure what your point is. Like, you're saying you don't believe... I'm not sure if I follow you. You're saying you don't believe that we care, or I'm not sure what you mean.
All right, here's the trick. Well, whatever sound effect you play, but
anyway.
Just
stop trying to predict what we're going to do and just answer the question I'm asking you.
Record aside. Anyway,
right.
All I'm saying is if you're going to donate, say something. If you don't want to say total, say we're donating. Yeah, we care.
Because people never donate. Because people never just donate and don't say anything because it's self-serving.
But why say that?
Nationally
Frank,
syndicated radio show.
Why say that? What's the use of saying that? We're talking about the event.
Like you really care. If you want to talk on the air and care and make jokes or whatever, then say, you know what, we're trying to help out any way we can. Show that you give a shit.
Oh, you mean because that would make it okay for you?
No, it would make it okay for me.
Then why are you worried about what we say about what we donate? I don't get it.
At least it would show you give a shit.
Oh, is that what would show we give a shit? By
it
like he said, self-servingly going, I'm donating, pat myself on the back.
No, Frank, we don't even have to defend ourselves. I mean, if you listen to the show, you know exactly what's going on.
I listen to the show every day, so don't say that like I'm not a listener. I don't get it. I get it.
Where are you from, Frank?
We showed no caring during this show today.
You say you do on the air. You talk about it.
Did we show that we cared in any way during this show today?
All I'm saying is...
Today.
Answer the question.
The answer to the question is you acted like you did. Is that your answer? And furthermore, if you guys are such millionaires, like you keep saying every once in a while...
I get it. I understand. Here's what it is.
Okay.
You're a southern dumb motherfucker who doesn't get sarcasm.
My accent is what it is. All right.
No, here's what you are. You're a dumb motherfucker who doesn't get sarcasm.
My accent dictates my knowledge. All right.
Yes, it actually does. You're a southern dumb motherfucker who doesn't get sarcasm.
By that logic, you're a fucking idiot, too, because you got the dumb New Jersey accent.
No, I don't, stupid. I have a fancy West Side accent.
Well,
that's who I sound like.
He doesn't get the fancy talking thing. He doesn't get the sarcasm, millionaire sarcasm.
Dumb motherfucker.
Oh, you guys aren't millionaires?
You don't get the sarcasm.
You don't have $1 million?
Hey, shithead. No, I'm not a millionaire.
Okay, you aside. How about the two boys who were paid 2 years
How about
do nothing?
Oh, like the shut up, Frank.
And on one side you complain about it.
Do you know what my tax burden is, sir?
That's right.
Do you know what my tax burden is? Believe me, I'm contributing millions to this disaster.
You're telling the fakes. Okay, whatever.
Stop
We
trying
had
to make a
spend
point,
2 years
stupid.
making millions of dollars.
Oh, by
You're
the way,
a fucking hillbilly.
you don't
and
know what
get
happened behind the
sarcasm.
scenes, dickbag. We were trying to get out of our contracts because it wasn't about the money. You ass.
It never is it? It's about the fans, right?
No, it's about
Fans.
performing, dude. You get bored when you don't perform.
All
I could
right,
make
well.
more money. I could make more money at the Comedy Cellar. You know how much I make a night? I make 20. I'm telling you. I'm telling you what I make. $20 on a weeknight. I could go out and make a college money and make a lot more than that, but I like working on material, so I stay into it. It's not always just for the money. There's a line. You want the money, but you want to do what you want to do creatively. So there is a balance.
That's right.
I understand you
And
have
that's
a
something
craft
we
that
deal with
you
every
like
day,
to do.
that balance.
I understand that you have a craft.
So how do you
that
not
like
get
to
the
do.
sarcasm? Because we're saying we care, we're not
understand,
saying what we donate. What the fuck's the matter with you?
Point. You're missing the point. I get sarcasm.
And you know
No,
what?
you don't.
Sit on
This
the
radio
ground.
show is doing a service today. I guarantee that.
You know what the hot says, Frank? It's a pig that don't fly straight.
Where are you from, Frank?
Tennessee.
Okay. So what have you donated?
I'm going to donate as much as I can. I have.
No, I'm asking for an
I'm
amount.
going to go ahead and say that. I am donating.
That's because you're a self-serving ass.
How many dollars?
Frank, in the end, you're not donating shit.
You're lying.
No, I certainly will, and I've donated for everything. I donated with the tsunami. I donated with the hurricanes in Florida last year.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. You're just talking shit.
Okay, you know because you know me, right, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Well, you're making those assumptions. Why can't I make them about you? You're making assumptions.
Right.
Why can't I make assumptions about you? You're
What
making
assumption
assumptions.
did I make?
You're dumb and you don't get sarcasm.
You made the
What
assumptions
did
that
I make?
That
you
we're not
made the
gonna
assumption
donate
that we
something we're not
haven't
talking
donated.
about.
I did not say you haven't. I said, what have you?
Why would we
you guys
answer
need
that?
to listen. Self-admittedly, you don't
We're not
listen
gonna-
to each
we're not
other.
gonna- we're not
listen
gonna-
to your caller.
We're not going to play into your hands, you ass.
What, ass?
What?
No one is going to
we're
sit
not
here and go,
playing into your
I'm
hands.
donating. What are you doing that's good?
Okay, well, you said I made an assumption that I didn't. You're
Yes, you
wrong.
did.
If you're going to do something, and act like
You say I judge you by your accent, and then you say something, you fucking dope.
Hey, do you know the amount?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the amount I donate every month to Hurricane Jennifer?
Ex-wife show.
I have my own burdens, my
Very
friend.
good. I know
It
you
came
have burdens.
spinning in and destroyed everying.
You have no idea the damage that did to my
The damage
Anthony.
Hurricane Jennifer did.
Holy crap.
It had a direct hit the eye right on my bank account.
It's tough. I understand that. Whatever, guys. I'm just trying to say, if you care.
Shut up! Stop being so literal, you boring motherfucker! Holy shit! That's right, do an ex-wife joke. Yes, sir, it's a comedy program, and it fit. He did an ex-wife joke, and you know what? It was a fucking hoot.
And that's
You really are a fucking dullard.
and that's
You're
where
irritating
and
me.
that's where we're doing a service today. A lot of people just laughed at that whole
Holy
thing.
shit! Yeah, that's right, do an ex-wife joke.
Go
Don't
ahead.
try to fucking take the literal route, stupid.
Frank, this show's a little different than you're used to. You might not be able to handle this show
That
on a,
morning
on a
Zoo
daily
Crew
basis.
dog shit you listen to. Maybe they should play the Camel Toe song. Would that give you a big laugh? You fucking hick.
Can we?
Oh, you should hear that. I'm not going to say what morning show it was on because I have no problem with them.
I want to defend.
Ooh, Fandango.
I want to defend some of our southern
Fan what?
listeners. I want to defend some of our southern listeners. I know you're not all like
Fandango.
that.
No. You know, it's just I was just attacking him.
I don't even know what they're called. I
Y'all
don't
trying to
care.
act like you care? Shut the fuck up, you literal jackass. God, did he bug me. Hawk, what was that awful morning show you liked? Oh, that's right. Just go ahead and mention it.
The philanthropists. I don't know what they are.
I believe that a lot of southerners get sarcasm.
I'm talking about him.
Thank you.
And 90% of them don't.
Because we don't want our southern listeners to go away, because then we won't get our millions in our bank
I don't
account.
care where they go. You know who gets
Shut up.
sarcasm? People in my fancy neighborhood.
Right. They
Shut up.
understand.
Boy, did I nail him. Y'all ain't a millionaire?
Here's
No.
something. Here's something for Frank. It's not about money anymore, because we don't have to work ever again. Now we're doing it for the fun of it.
Are you?
That's
got to be a nice place to be. I have to work.
So I guess Aunt and I are pretty much working so Jimmy could get to our status, and then we'll retire the show.
Speak for yourself. I've spent more than $5 a week since we signed our contract.
That is a good point. All right, here, let me give something. Yeah, just in case I got to take a cab. All right.
I might be spending $6 to get home today.
Opie still has checks signed by Dave Douglas. Come on.
I got a good chuckle out of that
That
one.
knows our old program director from Boston.
He's an ass. 800-HELP-NOW is the number if you want to donate to the Red Cross, okay? XM is teaming up with the Red Cross in its effort to help the people in the hurricane-damaged areas. If you want to donate, 800-HELP-NOW.
Are you really Eric from Orlando?
Yeah. You're like my big idol, Jimmy. I call it sometimes on the show, Get Through.
Thank you. Do you listen to some... Do you know who the Fiasco is?
Yeah, Pat Lynch and Taco Bob.
Did you ever go, ooh, the Fiasco? Because I know another Eric from Orlando whose head I want to split open with my elbow.
Hopefully it's not me.
No. Well, that's why he said another, Eric. You're safe.
Yes.
Jesus.
No, I'm the one who, spreads the virus in town. I tell everybody at my work, I play clips of the show so everybody can hear it, and they're like, damn, where are these guys on so I can listen to this shit? This is great. You're getting a good fan base down here, and I'm making it happen for you guys, just to let you know.
All right, thank you, Eric. Let's say hi to Dan in Philly. Dan, what's up? We love Philly.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Dan.
Listen, I just wanted to tell all these people to shut the fuck up, man. Everybody that's bitching and complaining about you guys and not being funny and not donating, they just need to shut the fuck up.
All right.
And by the way, maybe Ant wants to read the email we got. Cause it's just typical, though, about somebody who will write something and then not talk.
Yeah. This is from Scott, who wrote before about joking about the hurricane, which we're not doing. Equating it to 9/11 and why didn't we joke about 9/11? Just stop. I'm not going to call in to be hammered because he didn't like my feedback. I guess this was to Eric. He's commenting about me. I'm not going to call in to be hammered because he didn't like my feedback. No thanks. It's not an argumentative point. It's my opinion that is obviously different than his. No, you can't now. I love when people cop this thing. Well, that's my opinion. Why can't I express my opinion? You're not expressing your opinion. You were saying that we were joking about things that weren't being joked about.
And you were being confrontational
right.
in your expression of that opinion. So, again, stop backtracking, you weasel.
Yeah. Ooh. What is it with his calling me names like he's in 3rd grade?
That is a good point.
Did I call him an asshole? No.
Or a fuckface?
Did I call him a fuckhead? No. I realize he is joking. I realize he watches the same pictures I watch and feels the same feelings. When is the time right to joke? I don't know. And I'm not telling him when the time is right or wrong.
Yes, you were, stupid.
And then when I have my own talk show and put my balls on the line... Sorry, Ant.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
Then I will tell him. But I do not have access to a feedback box, which I thought was for feedback and not just ass-kissing. Now I know better.
Yes, now you do. That is for ass-kissing. And you're being invited to call into the show, stupid.
It's not for ass-kissing. We get plenty of abuse on there. And if it's justified, fine.
Just the fucking nerve of him to come in out like he wasn't being confrontational. You were. Hey, the leaving on a jet plane, LOL. You didn't write in, dude, how come you were singing that same song? It sounded like you were making fun of something. You didn't write in. You actually wrote in with a confrontational point of view. So stop backtracking and trying to change the meaning of what you said. It's all an inflection, and sometimes that comes out in writing as well.
That's the whole gist of... he's reacting as if I was singing a parody song about the hurricane. And not goofing on... First of all, the most thing we're goofing on is the news coverage. And the fact that they absolutely will be back in business. You will hear when the Saints come marching in. You will see the tits on Bourbon Street and the beads and everything. Because that's the part that makes the money, and that's the part that's going to be rebuilt. And, boy, you're a little sensitive if you consider that joking about the hurricane and the tragedy.
And it is a box for feedback, and your feedback was read as it was written.
Yep.
Anthony didn't change the words, and then he smashed your feedback and invited you to call in. And now you're saying, so I don't get hammered? What you're saying is you want to express your opinion without any rebuttal.
Whoa, Calvin.
Yeah.
What's up, Calvin?
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
Hey, man.
Hey, big fan of the show. I just wanted to call in and say I'm one of the truck drivers who listen every day, and I'm down south in Georgia and Florida spreading the virus for you guys.
Thank you.
Are you slowing down to 45 miles an hour?
No, I don't think I should, man. Yeah, that's a little too dangerous for me.
All right. Well, thanks, Calvin.
Yeah. All right, you guys have a good day.
We got to cut you off because Tom from New Orleans is checking back in. We talked to him earlier this morning.
Hey, put the strudel cake on the top thing. And then the shrimp and, the steak on the bottom.
Yeah, Tom's got food.
What's up, Tom?
Okay. Oh, hey, guys. What's going on?
Hey.
Yeah, we're just trying to cook and survive.
It was strudel cake. At least you got food.
Yeah. Got to cook it before it goes bad.
Yeah?
Yeah, like a little coffee cake, you know, those things.
Water coming up or going down?
In the city, it's going up. Dude, your dog's out front.
Yeah, they're
In
showing
the
Bourbon
city,
Street, and it looks like the water's a little higher now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's going down here. I'm thinking we might make a dash to the interstate. We're gonna, you know, eat a little bit and then drink the beers before they get hot, and then decide where we're gonna go.
Then get in the car
get
and
drunk
go?
and drive.
Yeah.
Wow, they're just showing lots and lots of footage of the looters
Everybody,
now.
I saw it on TV. I went out this morning afterwards to listen to XM a little bit and watch TV.
Don't use your AC, by the way, if you drive, man. Wait till you're actually out of state before you use your AC. You're going to kill your gas.
I got plenty of gas, Norton. I got gas right down the road in Baton Rouge.
Aren't you going to have to be... The lines
Thank
are pretty
you.
awful.
I've been using my AC in the driveway, dude.
All right.
Yeah.
Hot. It's hot. Hot as balls. Why don't you do something for the hurricane relief?
Like what?
Like fly me and my buddy out of here.
You need to get out of there.
I'd be willing to put you up in a hotel far from where I live. I'd be happy to.
You would?
Yes.
All right.
Why don't you come on up to New York?
You know I don't talk like that.
You got to get to an air poet.
I don't talk like that other dude that didn't get it.
No, we know.
You guys actually hadn't been dicks to me, you know.
Well, not to your face.
All right.
We like you, Tom.
You're our only hope, man. Come on, get me out of here.
If you can get to an airport, because obviously, how far are you from an airport that is functioning?
Probably about 80 miles, 70
Okay,
miles.
that's drivable.
Yeah.
Well, if you get to an airport, we'll make sure you get somewhere.
Like where?
Myself and Opie and Norton will make sure that you get somewhere.
Tell me where.
I don't know. Where do you want to go?
Vegas.
The flights
Miami.
Jesus.
All right, good. Way to maintain.
We'll fly him to Biloxi.
All right, Tom.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's bad. The news station has now switched to prayer. The governor, that lady, is leading everybody in a prayer to stop the water.
Brother.
I don't know if that's gonna.
Yeah, that's really gonna help.
If that's gonna help too much, but.
And you're praying to the God that made the hurricane.
Yeah.
Right.
Please undo the shit you just unleashed on us 2 days ago. Thanks.
He knows what he's doing. Leave him
and
alone.
all those people, because I've been listening to it, they got people now, mostly the urban section, calling and basically, you know, I'm in my house. How do I get there? And they're telling them to walk and kids and, you know, you got water? No, we got some cookies. And these people should have prepared a little better.
All right, Tom.
Yeah. It's bad though, dude. But I think we're probably that's going to be it. We're going to cook the rest of the food
and get out
the hatches and go somewhere. I need to shower, man. I need to shower. I need some real air conditioning. Just watch TV.
Do you know if there's a road you can get out on?
Yeah, I-10 West.
I-10 West.
Yes.
That's open.
That's open, and I'm on the edge, the western edge of the city, on the western edge of the parish.
You must have been. You got lucky.
Get to I-10. Then I'll be fine.
All right, Tom.
You know,
we'll check in with you tomorrow, all right?
All right. If I'm by a cell, Ben's got my cell. My cell will work if I'm out of town.
All right. Thank you,
So
Tom.
call this number if I don't answer. Call the other one.
Hang in there.
Good luck.
I will.
All right. There he goes, Tom. Some more audio coming in.
And a massive refugee moving effort about to get underway. Remember all those folks we've been telling you about who have been holed up in the Louisiana Superdome ever since, well, before the storm hit? They are going to be transported. There are plans underway right now for a gigantic convoy of buses to take those folks from the Superdome in New Orleans to the Astrodome, the 40-year-old structure in Houston. Folks in Houston have been wondering what to do with the Astrodome. There's even been talk of tearing it down. Well, it is going to serve a very big purpose now, sheltering all of those folks, up to 15,000 of them, who have been holed up in the Superdome under absolutely horrific conditions. They don't have running water. The toilets are all backed up. They don't have power. So now some of those folks, many of them in frail health, are going to be bused to the Astrodome in Houston.
Are you kidding me? They're transferring them from one Superdome to another?
To another stadium.
But that one will have running water. It will have food.
At least they'll be able to prep the place beforehand,
Sure.
right? And, yeah, it's got power, air conditioning. They could bring in portable toilets probably to have
Absolutely.
extra for the crowd. Yeah,
they'll clean them.
whose job is it going to be to clean the bathrooms at the Superdome?
How long of a drive is that? Does anybody know?
That's got to be pretty far, right? That's got to be 10, 20 miles.
Yeah. I might say even farther than that, Anthony.
Taking all the people inside the Superdome to Houston?
Let's do a quick...
Houston?
Houston.
Let's do a quick
hello
math here. How many people can you fit on a bus?
Right. Probably...
Because I know you can fit on certain aircraft, you can fit 16, and on other certain aircraft you can fit 24. I don't know what it's like in the back of the plane. I only know what it's like up in the front.
Right.
I don't know how many can fit on a bus. I don't take buses.
It's got to be, what, 75?
350 miles.
You can fit 6? Wait, no, that's in the back of a stretch limousine. I don't know, how many can you fit in a bus?
You could fit about, I'd say, 50, 60 people on a bus.
All right, so let's say 60. Let's be nuts.
Big bus.
60 into 20,000. It's a lot of buses.
Yeah,
Hawk,
that is.
Get out like the calculator quickly, or rip your facial hair out.
Yeah, it's about 350 miles or so.
Wow.
That many people, 350 miles to another stadium, one bus at a time. I'm getting a Nathaniel.
Are you getting a communique?
Writing down. I'm getting an urgent communique from Nathaniel.
Why doesn't he run in?
Approximately 300 buses.
Approximately 300 buses. Now, I'm also thinking they could probably, once they get the people out and onto highways that actually work, they could probably get more transportation. Like you get them out of the stadium and to a staging area where they could then load them onto buses. Not like you'd need to bring all the buses to the stadium and then bring them all out. You know, just kind of, it's going to probably take time to get them to an area where they could be loaded on all the different buses.
But the Astrodome is going to seem like the Hilton after that awful conditions in New Orleans, man.
Yeah.
You're right, the AC.
And someone at some point is going to have a toilet brush in one hand and a bucket in the other and have to enter that bathroom.
You know, some guys are going to try to call out sick, and they're going to be like, we need you today. But look, man, I know it's my turn for toilet cleanup. I'd prefer you have to come in.
Oh, feeling a little ill today.
Oh, imagine you walk in and you just see that heaping helping poking up through the seat, staring at you.
No, it's as high as the seat.
Because you can't flush it.
No.
They're going to be on double duty.
Opie, stop with the wordplay.
Duty.
Every stall looks like the inside of Dreyfus's living room.
All right,
this means something.
Let's go to, let's say hi to Jim in Charleston. Jim?
Hey, I'd like to commend y'all for a certain, I'm not going to defend all of it, but a certain amount of y'all's coverage. Monday was great when y'all would play the Fox News alert and then report that the puke had been washed clean on the streets of Bourbon Street. Reported that, the Fox News alert, you would come out and you would look back.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
We were using Jim to make ourselves feel better, and his phone stinks. We got some dramatic audio here from CNN.
Many people decided to ride out the storm in the wake of the previous storms this season. They had the false impression, perhaps, that they were more secure. And in some cases, they waited perhaps a little bit too long to evacuate. Let's go and talk to someone who has been through that. As a matter of fact, as we speak, Ashley Markison, if you come over here, please. Ashley is looking for her husband, Jason. Ashley, tell us, first of all, what happened on the morning of the storm.
The morning of the storm, me and my children were at my mother's house right off of Gauze, and we took it, the morning of it, oh goodness, the morning before it even happened, the night before we left to go from our mobile home, and my husband was still trying to fix things around there and found my little girl's cat that she got for her birthday, and we wound up bringing my kids to my mom's house and some of the stuff that I had, and my understanding I was going to go back and get them. And by the time I was able to go back and get them, it was too late, and he told me, no, just stay, because the winds were starting to pick up. And my stepdad and my mom said, no, don't leave. And we stayed there, and I had contact with them all through the storm, and he called me quite a few times, and he was in the bathtub, and I could hear the wind going around the trailer, and it was horrible sounding. I mean, it didn't sound like that where we were at, but it was horrible sounding, and it Okay. When I finally was able to, during the eye of the storm was the last time I talked to my husband. And my kids told him that they loved him and they wanted him to come up with us. And he told them as soon as the storm was over to get out, he was going to come to us, but I haven't seen him since. I've been looking all over the place for him.
You went back to the mobile home, of course. What did you see there?
My mobile home has got at least 10 trees on top of it. There's no structural damage. I'm sure that once the trees finally start setting in more, it's going to wind up caving in through the house. I know he got out because he took his good shoes off and put on his work shoes. And my son's bike is missing, and I'm thinking that he got out after the storm wall passed the second time, and he took and that's when people are explaining to me that I've seen at the Hampton Inn that it's friends of mine that stayed there, said it was after the eye wall passed and they thought it was okay that the storm water, the lake punch train came rushing in. And I don't know if maybe he was on his bike, got knocked over. I've been to the hospitals. I'm being optimistic. I have children that cry to me at nighttime that they want their daddy. And I promised them that their daddy would come home, and I don't want to break it to my kids. I don't want to.
Ashley Markison, we wish you well.
Thank you.
Back in a moment.
I'm actually, I'm listening to the call. Well, what she's saying, her husband was there. Was she there with him, or she was there on the phone?
She was on the phone.
Oh, okay.
As the storm was coming, she could hear it.
Sounds like he could still be okay, though. Obviously, she's upset and worried and everything, but it sounds like
he might have got out.
He got out of there after the hurricane.
He got in the tub, is that what she was saying, like to kind of protect himself?
Yeah.
All right.
And then some trees crashed down on the trailer, and then he got out. But it's very hard for people to get in touch with each other in this situation. It's not like where Tom is, I guess, where some of the phones are working because the lines are buried. There are a bunch of people that just cannot make any kind of contact with loved ones.
The governor is saying Katrina obliterated 25 to 30 miles of Gulf Coast.
Oh. Ouch.
And his face is cut up. Bob, you were telling me you were on that inside the second story, and the water, we're 10 feet above sea level right here, but the water was up into that window.
Yeah, right. I had a big wave that some debris hit it and came in and knocked me down, and I got about a 3-4 inch piece of glass up my thing, and I had to lay prone for about 6 hours.
Glass in your backside there.
Right, and then they took me to the hospital, and they sewed me up and pulled the glass out.
But the cuts on your face are from glass as well, when you were trying to keep the window from breaking.
What are the cuts on his face? I want to hear more. He got glass up his ass? He goes up my face.
Like I say, I got out cheap.
Yeah, let's start walking to the back. I know you want to show me something
no,
back there, but
let's not walk.
Tell me more about the history of this place. This has been here 41 years, you were telling me.
Yeah, my mother opened it up in 1964. All right. And of course,
take a look at the back.
Camille hit in 69, and Camille hit in 69, and after Camille hit, my mother built this building right here and said that no storm ever knocked me down again.
Right.
Well,
He's
anyway,
walking a little gingerly, isn't he?
The building stayed there, but it got kind of gutted.
The back of his pants looked like a Japanese flag.
During this hurricane, I heard
too many Japanese
your
flag
nephew
jokes today.
It as trying to describe colors to a blind person because getting people to understand.
All right, they're just walking around and discussing stuff.
I got glass up my thing.
Up my thing. And they pulled it out. Yikes.
Who else was thinking pee-pee hole?
Piece of glass up his ass.
Jersey, what's up? All right.
Oh, where'd he go?
Well, Brad wanted to say we should get that tape to Drew Boogie.
Look at that. Where is that?
That's Mississippi.
Oh my God.
That's what we're saying.
It looks like what the wood chips, like when you lay wood chips down. That is what it looks like.
Yeah, but
that's just with boats and houses. Wow. Thrown together.
Just a complete.
That's land. Jesus Christ. There's a boat through the house.
Yeah.
Can they move the Fox News Alert sign? Holy shit.
The news is the worst and it's every single channel with their stupid logos and headline things and the Dow ticker and just move it.
How fucking badly do you need credit or ratings that you have to have that big dog shit thing in the middle of the screen?
Totally getting in the way of what you want to see.
Oh, it's really aggravating.
There's all the people waiting for the buses to take them to Houston.
You know how happy they are probably just to be outdoors, though, and just knowing that they're going to some place where they can, I don't know if they can shower, but they'll be able to wash up in the sinks a little bit and, get some soap and water and get a nice...
Get on the bus.
Were they feeding those people inside?
I'm sure they had some kind of...
They had nothing.
They must have shipped in meals or something.
How?
They gave them the... MRIs or MRIs. They gave them all MRIs.
Yes.
MREs.
That must have been a long tube. No?
No.
Let's say hi to Steve in Philly. Steve?
Yes. Oh.
Let me tell you what I learned today.
All right.
O&A all the way. That Jimmy's a half a homo.
Jimmy's half
What the hell does he care if these people drown in New Orleans? What's the downside of that?
Wow.
No teeth. They each got 50 kids. Don't have kids. If you can't save them, don't have them.
Sir.
All right.
Um.
Hello.